Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
Wait, did you really let Travis out on calls again?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Contact Shenandoah Air Conditioning and Heating and get 0% financing for up to 60 months on new installs of select Mitsubishi electric systems.
Winter is coming.
The Eastern Panhandle is home to teachers and healthcare workers, farmers and fishermen, servicemen and women, golfers, bicyclists, and people who love the outdoors.
Ryan Dickinson and Rick Rivers. Last game on 8:30, lost 39-33 in a triple overtime battle. They are 1-3 on the season. Their next game is on September 6th at 10 a.m. here at Jefferson High School. Our freshman team, head coach,
I try to get everybody.
Assistant,
What more this?
Jared Ferguson, Steve Craig, Robbie Sharkengast, Tony Carter, Mike Charlton, and CJ Pauly. Their last game, 1-8-30, they won the game 6-0. They are 4-0 in the season. Their next game is on September 6th at 11:30 at Jefferson High School. Give it up for your freshman team. Now we have our JV, coached by Doug Walters. Assistants, Marcus Bradley, Kevin Pitt, Eugene King, Rusty Reiner, and Scott Schwartz. Their last game was on 8:30, which they won 26-8. They are 4-0 in the season, with their next game coming up on September 6th at 1 p.m. here at Jefferson High School. Next up are your Wildwood School Mustangs. WMS football is coached by Thomas Sully Sullivan, assisted by Theo Yates, Jim Turner, Skip Kern, and Shad King. WMS defeated East Hardy in their season opener by a score of 48-14. Their next game is on 9/11 at home at 4 p.m. versus Petersburg. And now, introducing the Wildwood Cheerleaders. The Mustangs are coached by Kayla Twyman and Brittany Donlin. And now, your Harper's Ferry Tigers. The Tigers are coached by Ryan Milburn and are coming off a 28-0 Week 1 win. The Tigers will face Romney next week. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give one more big cheer to our JC Linefield and JHS Jefferson High School Middle School feeder football teams and cheerleaders.
Better? All right, better.
Center. We have 2 locations conveniently located in Kearneysville and Martinsburg. Our mission is to be the leading provider of higher quality care and education services for children ages 6 months to 12 years of age. We provide the highest quality child care available at an affordable cost. For more information, contact us at 304-901-2961.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to another edition of Chalk Talk. I have a normal host, an everyday host, and every week host, me. And I got your man, Craig Hunter, on here from Jefferson High School. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Craig, I've jumped right into it. You guys had a really tough opponent last week. We looked, it was 14-0 into the first quarter. It could have went really bad for you. Your defense stepped up huge last week. Even though the offense didn't put any points on the board, what can you take away from last week's defensive effort to take into this week's against a big time school like Morgantown?
Well, once again, the defense can continually get better like they did this last week, continue to get better. Hopefully they can hold the opposition's offense, and hopefully we can offensively get a rhythm going. I mean, I think it was the main thing. We couldn't get a rhythm going at all last week, whether it was in the run game, pass game. We had a couple things here or there, but some of that was, pretty much athletes being athletes. It wasn't schematically drawn up the way it went. So athletes were being athletes. So, we got to figure out how to get the ball in those gentlemen's hands this week coming up.
I mean, we know the first week is always, here or there. We really don't know what we're going to get. You got a big-time playmaker in Mr. Allen. You got him the ball in the backfield. You got him the ball. Had a great one-handed catch. What can you do to make sure that he is not being double-teamed in such a way and you're able to get the ball to him in various ways throughout the game?
I mean, that's just it. We got to keep moving him around. Hand the ball off to him, throw the ball to him, whatever we can do to get him the ball. We got to figure that out. We were trying to figure it out. We've been working on things this week to get that figured out, to get him the ball, because he's just a dynamic player.
You know how Morgantown is. They're good every single year. What's your mindset going into this game? What's your mindset of scheduling a team like Morgantown on your schedule whom you haven't really played before?
Well, it came in through the EPAC Association. So the EPAC Association, what they did was because of the Quad A, and then hard finding Quad A opponents. What they did is the EPAC ADs got together and decided they're going to try to bring in to our scheduling mix Morgantown University and Willie Park. So those three teams will come in to our scheduling mix in the next couple of years, and we'll have them on our schedule where you only want to find one or two games outside your conference and schedule.
Quarterback play is, up and down throughout the year. First start for your quarterback, what can you tell me about his confidence going into this game that he's gained throughout the week from last week's competition against Spring Mills?
Just a lot of talking to him, a lot of watching film. We watch film together. A lot of talking to him, making sure he understands what he's going to see. Hopefully, in watching Morgantown, they don't show a lot of exotic blitzes like Spring Mills does. So that could ease some of the things right there. Your first game, hadn't started the quarterback in 2 years, and you see all those exotic blitzes coming at you. It can be a little tough. So from what we've seen on film, the last scrimmage in the first game of the year, they play a pro style 4-3. So 2 high match quarters. Sometimes they'll man up. So hopefully, if that's what we'll see, it'll be a little easier on him to be able to determine where people are coming from, and he can see it and hopefully get the ball sooner.
Defensively, you're seeing a completely different scheme. You're seeing more of a wing T type offense coming in this week. What are the keys to your team to keep them bottled in and not getting them explosive run plays on the outside or up the middle of the field?
Read your keys. We got to read our keys. Those guards sometimes take you to the play, so linebackers got to read the keys. Safety's got to fill the alleys. Those are the main things. Set the edge. Got to set the edge. Quarterback Maddox Twig is a great dynamic player. When we rush the passer and passing downs, we got to keep him bottled up. Don't let him get loose because he's an athlete. He's a dual threat athlete. He can take off and go 60 yards on you.
Well, Craig, it's always a pleasure having you here. I'm excited for you guys stepping up and playing a great team like Morgantown. It should be a really good competition. Can you just give me some on the offense and some on the defense that can make a big play for you guys big plays throughout the game on Friday night?
Offense, once again, I'm going to say Tony Allen. Defense, I thought he did a good job last week coming up big in certain plays. I'm going to say Kip Waldeck did some big plays on defensive line, coming up big, getting in the backfield.
Yeah, we seen Kent through media day. He was very excited to go into the season, and I know he said he wanted to play Spring Mill, so he got that opportunity. Even though you guys got the loss, I think you played really well. We're really excited to see you guys this week. We say here at Home Team Force, we like to see you guys succeed both on and off the field. I wish you good luck and a healthy game, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Hey, I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Braden, and we are Brothers Bin Blasting, your bin blasting all-stars.
A unique sanitizing service begins right after your local trash collection. With a scheduled pickup time and location, we arrive promptly to clean your bins on the spot.
Our advanced 360-degree cleaning heads and pressurized water heated to over 200 degrees ensures a powerful blast blasting away 99% of all germs and bacteria. Visit our website at brosbinblasting.com and use code GETBLASTED to receive 50% off your first cleaning.
Transform your yard with custom fence and deck, where elegance meets function. Serving Martinsburg and surrounding areas for over 30 years, our expertly crafted decks and fences offer both beauty and protection. From classic woodwork to modern vinyl, experience the craftsmanship that truly elevates your space.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Here we are again with a Chalk Talk, and I'm here with Morgantown High School's football coach. Coach, how are you doing? Just introduce yourself. I know you're new to this. This is our first time having you, and I guess I'll plan to see you more than once. It's in your schedule. You have 4 EPAC schools. So just give me your name and tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name's Coach Biser. I'm in my 6th year here at Morgantown High School. It's my 27th year as a head coach overall. And, we're just in the middle of the grind trying to get this thing kicked off in the right direction this year.
Yeah, Coach, this week you played against Jefferson High School. You ball for a playoff team. You've been in the playoffs the last couple of years. What's it like? I know you played Jefferson because you used to be a Kaiser. So what's it like preparing for a team like Jefferson High School?
Well, I mean, they create a lot of problems for you just because they have so many athletes on the field. They can stretch the field horizontally, vertically, and, they do a real good job trying to get the ball to their playmakers. And, they just do a really good job with that. Their athleticism I think, is their biggest strength and their speed. And, so the hardest part for anybody is if you don't have guys that run like that, you've got to find ways to match them up and try to defend them. And that becomes the hard part with teams like that.
I mentioned at the beginning of this, you guys are playing 4 Eastern Panhandle schools. Can you just tell me your thought process in that, playing those schools that you normally don't play as much, but now you have 4 on your schedule?
Well, being Quad A, we have tried to make our schedule a fully Quad A schedule. So, as opposed to going down and trying to maybe schedule some triple A's, and it's just easier and better, I think, better to have an all Quad A schedule. Obviously playing in the OVAC like we've been playing, it was hard to do that because everybody wasn't required to play everybody week in and week out. Where if we move more to the EPAC, to the Eastern Panhandle, it's easier for us to pick up Quad A games down there, and it kind of sets your schedule, so you're not out searching for games every year. You can kind of get that on a home and away basis, and just makes your scheduling much easier.
Jefferson's coming off a game with Spring Mills. They went to the state championship last year. They did return a lot of people. They lost their quarterback. They gave up 14 points in the first quarter, shut them out the next 3 quarters. Yeah. What is going to be key for your offense to be able to execute and put points on the board against the Jefferson defense that seems to be a lot better this year than they were last year?
Yeah. We have to play well up front, number one. We have to play well up front, and we have to protect the football. We can't have, ball rolling on the ground. We can't turn the ball over. We got to be able to secure the football, and we have to be able to move the guys up front. Our offensive line has to have a really good game. They do a lot of different things. They bring some different pressures and do some different things with their coverages. So, that's going to create some issues for us, but we have to be able to assert ourselves up front.
Coach, we already talked about this before. Again, a lot of speed Jefferson brings. How can you guys counter that speed? They have a big playmaker that lines up in the backfield. He lines up as the slot, the X receiver outside, and he's dynamic. What are you going to do to be able to hone that speed in and not let him get over top of you?
Well, I mean, I think our defense staff does a really good job each week preparing for our opponents and trying to minimize the big play. I don't know that you stop those guys. I think you just try to limit their big plays. And that's not to say that they're not going to get some, but, you have to line up and play fundamental football. We have to line up correctly. We have to make sure we call out all of our checks. We have to make sure, we know exactly what our keys are and that we execute the way we practice this week.
You left Kaiser. and you had a great traditional program, playoffs every year. Move to Morgantown. What does it mean to you to be at Morgantown and to continue the tradition of being an every-year playoff contender, competing for state titles?
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard decision to leave Kaiser. That was my home, but just had opportunities here that maybe weren't available for me there, and I'm getting a little long in the tooth in my coaching career, so probably a little less extracurricular stuff I have to take care of here. I have a great support system. I have a great school, great booster club, great band, just everything rolled into it. It's just a great situation, and so being here and being able to continue, our team's competing for a state championship and having that opportunity. I mean, it's not really about me. It's about our kids we have and about the assistant coaches we have that do such a great job week in and week out. So, I don't know if it's about me. It's about the program itself. It's not about one individual.
Well, can you give me just on the offensive side of the ball, just a guy who you're going to depend on that may make big plays, that's going to, carry your team, that one guy that you're going to use to depend on throughout the year and tomorrow night against Jefferson High School?
Well, I mean, I think it has to start with a quarterback, Maddox Twig. He has to play well. He plays well, and I think he distributes the ball to our other playmakers, and we have a chance. And I think it all starts right there. Offensive line has to do their job, obviously, because it all starts up front, but then he has to do his job of distributing the football, making the right reads, making the right decisions with the football.
And let's just go to the defensive side. But I'm going to ask you the same question. Can you just give me one guy who's going to be a playmaker, somebody that you're going to depend on, a leader on the defensive side of the ball?
I'm going to start up front. I'm going to say Zavon Shipman has to have a great game up front. If he can pressure the quarterback and clog the run game inside, that and make them one-dimensional, that may help us. So I would say he has to have a really, really good game for us.
Like I'm an offensive guy. I always like to ask offensive questions. So the last question I have for you, last week, you put up 44 points. Big win. You held them to 7 points on defense, so the defense did a great job. But what's one thing you can carry in from last week into this week that can give you an early start so you don't have a slow start against Jefferson High School to be able to put points up on the board for all 4 quarters?
Well, to be honest, I think our special teams has to play really well. Defending the kickoff or getting a great return, setting us up, or not setting the other team up. I think our special teams has to play really well, and we're pretty fortunate. We have a really good defensive. A special teams coordinator who does a great job with our kids. So I think they really, really have to set the tone for the game.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you being on here. I hope that you guys have a healthy season, a healthy game tomorrow. We say here at Home Team Sports, we want our kids to succeed both on the field and off the field. Thank you for everything you do, and I look forward to probably seeing you again, knowing that you play these 4 EPAC schools, and best of luck tomorrow night.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle with True Performance Fitness. I'm one of the owners here. True Performance Fitness as a whole, we brought this gym to the area and we wanted to bring every walk of fitness in one building. So that's exactly what we did. We have strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit. We have posing rooms, a full turf, a full track outside. We even have a basketball court. We wanted everything to be under one roof. So that's just kind of the thing that we did. We also went out and we made sure that we got top of the line equipment. We also make sure that all the pads and everything are getting replaced and all the machines are being taken care of properly. That's just something we strive to do for this community. We also like to give back to the community with donations, fundraisers, and other stuff for like kids and the families around. So that's just kind of who we are as a gym, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys.
This is Jimmy, General Manager at Ameritech Tire and Auto, here to serve you with all your auto repair and service needs. We are a family-owned business serving our community since 2003. We work on all makes and models from vintage cars and trucks to collectors to today's latest, newest vehicles. So stop in and see us at one of our 2 locations. See you soon.
Since opening in 2017, we have been the
And good evening, folks, and welcome to Home Team Sports TV. We are once again here at Cougar Stadium for this EPAC matchup between the Jefferson Cougars and the visiting Morgantown Mohegans. I am your host once again, JD Fritz. Joining me again this week is my partner, Drew Pitzer. Drew is my one-man. He is my right-hand man and one half of the Dream Team. Drew, thanks for joining me again. And you ready to get this night started?
Man, it's a beautiful night for football, JD. I mean, you see everybody out here. Morgantown coming off a huge win against Parkersburg last week. Jefferson trying to bounce back after a really good defensive performance against Spring Mills. I'm really excited for it, man.
Yeah, me too, Drew. It should be a good matchup. I look for Jefferson to bounce back a little bit. I know we made our predictions earlier in the week, and we will save that for later. And you guys can go and watch our podcast, More Than a Game with Fritz and Pitts. But, yeah, Jefferson, comes in 0-1, led by Coach Hunter, who's in his 13th season this year. And the Morgantown Mohegans are led by Coach Biser, who's in his 6th season this year. So Morgantown definitely looked very impressive, as we talked about earlier in our podcast this week, Drew. They have a great quarterback in Maddox Twig. He can throw the ball all around. Threw for over 300 yards last week, 3 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. So they definitely are going to like to put the ball in the air. But he also can run and use his feet too, Drew. So, I'm excited to kind of see how Jefferson's going to defend them, and as well as Morgantown kind of seeing what kind of pressure they're going to put on quarterback Ryan Went tonight.
Yeah, I know. Last week, Ryan Went had no time to get comfortable at all, and that's one of my huge keys to the game for Jefferson tonight, JD. They have to allow him to get comfortable at first, make sure they get him a lot of easy throws, try to get some good yardage. They can't lose yardage like they did last week, whether that was bad snaps, penalty yardage. They have to be able to capitalize on big plays like they had. They had a lot of big plays last week, but what killed them was self-induced injuries. They couldn't pretty much sustain any drives because as soon as they got somewhere going, they get down to the 25, 20-yard line in the red zone, and all of a sudden everything just went loose. They lost about 50 yards in one possession. It was insane to see, but we'll see. That was week 1. Week 2 is a whole different week. Another huge contest for them tonight against Morgantown, who comes off, like I said, a huge victory over Parkersburg last week. I can't wait to see it, JD.
Yeah, and talking to Coach Hunter this week on the Chalk Talk, our man JB, talked to Coach Hunter about what they needed to do this week to try to improve on from last week. And, he talked about, getting a rhythm going early, trying to move Tony around a little bit. That's going to be a key. Getting the ball in Tony's hands a lot more than what they did. And on defense, just read their keys and, set that edge. You got a mobile quarterback like Maddox Twig, so they're going to have those ends, setting that edge, keeping him contained inside, and try to force everything to the middle. And hopefully he won't get out and, have some of those long runs that we saw that he did last week against Parkersburg.
Yeah, and like you said, they like to run a lot of jet sweeps actions too. I mean, they had 2 touchdowns off of that same action. Jefferson has to keep contained tonight. If they don't keep contained, this will be a long game. Spring Mills was a whole different animal in terms of defensively and how they brought the blitz. Morgantown they're very fundamentally sound. Offensively, they can throw the ball around comparable to Swartz last week, who's just an ox and was able to create a lot of things with his feet. Twig will be able to go through his progressions and make a lot of plays that way. So if Jefferson doesn't make sure to keep an eye on him and play good coverage, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, and what the Mohegans are going to have to do is Coach Biser was also on our Chalk Talk with JB, and he said the key to get off to a start is it starts with special teams. From whether you're kicking the ball off, making a good play on special teams, or getting some good return yards if you're returning the ball to start the opening kick, and you just got to be they got to be fast, and they also got to protect that football. Play well up front, and minimize those big plays that some of those Jefferson athletes like Rockwell and Tony Allen can give you down the field. So, if they can do that, and he was right along with kind of what Coach Hunter said, they just got to play their keys. Play defense and play, your position, and don't do anything, too far outside of what your assignments are. And if they do that, I think you're comfortable with coming out, with a win tonight here at Cougar Stadium.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, Morgantown, a 2.5-hour drive. This first half might show a little bit of fatigue from the trip, but they're a really well coached group. I'm telling you right now, it was impressive to watch them play last week. They just was next play mentality, and I'm really impressed. Like you said, Twig is only a sophomore, 6'2", 205, right. Has a really good arm, and he just makes great decisions. The way he was progressing through his reads last week, it looked like he was a senior out there. So I'm really interested to see how Jefferson will handle him and try to keep him in the pocket. When he gets outside the pocket, outside the numbers, he's really dangerous, JD.
Yeah, and look for him to, get really off early and often, with his receivers. He's got Jaden Smalls, number 13, had 4 catches, nearly 180 yards and 2 touchdowns last week against Parkersburg. Another one, Carter Cooper, is a wide receiver, DB. He's a senior. He had 5 catches over 100 yards. He had a receiving touchdown and a pass and a rushing touchdown. And Isaiah Thompson, the running back, he's only 5'8", 170 pounds, but he's like a little lightning bug back there. He's really jittery. He can, scoot through a little hole and take it to the house. He also had a score. So those few guys combined with what Maddox can do with his legs, I think, the Cougars, if they don't contain and play good defense in the secondary, they could be in for a long night.
Yeah, for sure. But, I was so impressed with the way they played defense in the second half last week against Spring Mills. They had 4 goal-to-go stops. That is incredible. If you get that in one season, you'll take that. But 4 in one game, they have to just be able to convert on the offensive side of the ball. Like I said, they have to eliminate the miscues, the penalties, the bad snaps. If they want any chance to beat this Morgantown team, which I would say the talent-wise, like we were talking about on the podcast earlier this week, JD, it's right there. They're neck and neck. There isn't a lot to separate these two teams. It's all going to come down to how they handle miscues and who wins the turnover battle, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, and I found out a little bit earlier this week that Jefferson has a couple linemen that I don't believe are going to be starting this week, but the defensive coordinator and line coach Phil Keller seems to think they've got a couple younger guys that are ready to step in and take on a bigger role, and he thinks they'll be okay. And hopefully with some adjustments this week with their line and some of that protection, that Ryan Wint can have a little more time to find those guys like Rockwell and Allen on the outside.
Yeah, and go ahead. Sorry, I apologize, JD.
No, I was just going to say, and with that, we can get into, some of our players to watch for each team, and I'll turn that over to you for who do you got for Jefferson this week?
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how Tony Allen's impact will be this week. Obviously, he had a relatively quiet first half, made probably one of the biggest plays in the state, last Friday with that one-handed grab. They have to force the issue and get him the ball. Also, I really look at Jackson Rockwell. How are they going to get him more involved, too? I heard that he was taking a couple of snaps this week at the Wildcat position, so I think that will be interesting to see. Dakeem Drake also had a huge week last week. I know he had a fumble in a really key portion of the game, but otherwise, he made about 3 big plays. That messed up punt that he had, he ended up taking that 40-yard to opponent territory, and they just didn't capitalize. So this week, I think you got to make sure those 3 guys are touching the ball early and often.
Yeah, I agree. I had Tony also as a player to watch, because he kind of was kept a little bit quiet last week other than the one-handed play that he had that everybody kind of saw on social media this week. I think it was the number 2 play in Metro News. Honestly, I felt like it should have been the number 1 play. You don't see too many of those laid-out diving one-handers in a game or even in a complete season, but Tony was able to hold on to that. But over on the Mohegan side, players to watch, no question for me, it's going to be Maddox Twig. He was so super impressive last week in the opener against Parkersburg, and like you mentioned earlier, he's just a sophomore, but he's got all the tools, to be a big-time quarterback at the next level, I feel, as he develops still over the next couple of seasons. He had, over 300 yards passing, like I mentioned earlier, a rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. So it's going to be a challenge and a tough task for Jefferson to contain him as well as the receivers and the weapons he's got. But if he can put another performance like he did last week, I think they have a good chance of coming out with the win tonight.
Yeah, and also I look at Jaden Smalls. He had 2 touchdowns last week. He had a bunch of big plays. I think him and Maddox Twig are going to have 2 huge games. If they're able to get going early, it will be a long night for Jefferson. But I was really impressed with the way that Jefferson's defense has improved, especially stopping the run. Like how we talked about earlier, if they're able to keep contained, I think this is going to be a whole lot better of a game than a lot of people think.
Yeah, I agree with you, Drew. It should be a really good game. I'm just hoping Jefferson makes those adjustments. I'm not sure if they're, up to the task for as far as winning the game. We don't know, but I want to see them improve on some of the mistakes that they made last week. I want them just to compete and look more like a solid football team overall, and I think that would be a big win. Obviously, Coach Hunter and those guys, they want to come out with the W tonight, but sometimes I think, just getting better each week and doing the little things will help you progress through the season to where, some of those games in the middle of the season towards the latter part of the season are going to be super important as you head into the playoffs.
Yeah, you look at this game, it's only week 2. Obviously, we said last week it doesn't make it break off week 1 or week 2, but you start building off of these type of games. You have to show at least some sort of improvement on the offensive side of the ball. You got to eliminate the turnovers. You have to eliminate the penalties. All that is a lot of self-discipline. And I bet Coach Hunter preached that to his guys this week. If y'all have any chance to win this game, they're not going to be able to beat themselves. They're going to have to outplay Morgantown, and they're going to have to outsmart them if they really want a chance to win.
Yeah, and they made that adjustment at halftime. They switched centers. We saw there wasn't one bad snap in the second half of that game. So look for, them to start the same young man at center this week. I forget who Coach Keller told me who that was going to be, but we'll definitely get that a little bit later on as the game gets underway. But, yeah, the snaps were much better. And it's just the protection. They got to get that protection down a little bit more, make sure they know where the blitz is coming from as well. And, guys like Takeem Drake, Trayvon Ledbetter, who's ever in the backfield, has got to step up, pick that linebacker up that's blitzing. And, give Ryan protection. That's all he needs is some protection. We sit out here and we watch him warm up. He throws a nice ball. It's not like he's not capable of throwing the ball down the field. The young man just needs a little time and a little confidence in the pocket.
Yeah, for sure, and that's what my very first point was. Make sure you make him comfortable. A bunch of easy things at first, a little maybe bubble screens, a couple slants across the middle. Make sure you're getting some rushing yardage. I think that's critical to make sure that he gets comfortable in the game. And also, this Morgantown team isn't going to blitz like Buddy Hessen did with Spring Mills. Every time that Spring Mills lined up, it almost looked like they had 9 or 10 in the box. It was crazy to see, and obviously they'd still drop a couple in coverage, but he never knew where it was coming. So just how we talked about Maddox Twig and how he does a great job of pressing through his reads, Ryan Went got to do the same thing this evening, and if he gets that protection, like you said, he can throw a nice ball. It's just going to be all dependent if he can get some time to make sure he can deliver those throws.
We got Morgantown coming out in the field. It's a little bit of a roar from the Jefferson crowd. A couple little boos here and there as we get set for the Cougars to take the field. As we have the coin toss coming up in just 1 minute. We will take you live down there on the field for the coin toss, I believe.
And it looks like we got our captains as Trayvon Ledbetter. We have Takeem Drake. We have number 64, Kirk Waldeck. And then we have Tony Allen. And for Morgantown, we have Matthew Hinich. We have number 50, Zavon Shipman. And number 11, I didn't get that middle number. Oh, and that's number 2. That's Maddox Twig, the quarterback. Again, we'll take you down for the coin toss here in just a moment. And here comes Jefferson.
We apologize. We don't have anyone on the field right at the moment for the coin toss, so we're going to stay up here as the Cougars take the field. Leland Benner, number 30, bringing that JC Cougars flag onto the field, bringing his team out. The big senior leader as the band plays the Cougar song. Not a big roster for the Cougars to come out to here, Drew. I think they only have on our varsity roster only 40 couple players, 45 players, but I don't know that that's 45. So relatively small varsity team this year.
Yeah, it's not nearly the size of the roster that we're typically used to seeing. Jefferson usually at least has 65 to 70. Right. But again, they're still as talented as any team in the state. They have one of the best wide receiving cores. Ryan Wink gets healthy, and defensively, I think that this is one of the best defensive efforts I saw last week from Jefferson over the last decade, JD.
Yeah, I agree. They played really well last week. I'm hoping to see them improve a little bit more this week against Morgantown. It looks like the Cougars will receive.
It said they deferred, though, when they won the toss.
Well, I'm not 100%.
The refs are convening about something, though,
yeah,
JD.
They're talking about, I don't know if there's already a miscommunication with the coin toss already or what, because neither of the teams have come out onto the field just yet.
And Morgantown, I mean, I don't know the exact number on their roster, but they can't have over about 50 kids as well, too.
No, they were pretty even. I think, they have a few more kids than what the Cougars do, but yeah, they're both right around 45 to 50. Now, that's not including, some of their JV guys and their freshman kids, and I think, Jefferson's the same way. They didn't dress any of their freshmen. I think they have, maybe a handful of sophomores dressed as well. So most of this varsity roster is juniors and seniors with some sophomores mixed in, and I think that's where the Mohegans are at too. And yeah, Jefferson will kick off, and it's going to be number 33, Antonio Rocco Marty, the junior, 6 foot 190 pounds, kicking it away here for the Cougars. And back deep for the Mohegans is going to be number 13, Jaden Smalls. Number 5, Zayden Lockett. And the deep man back there, I believe, is going to be number 14, Carter Cooper, who had a huge week last week. So the kick is up, and we are underway here at Cougar Stadium. The kickoff sends Carter Cooper back into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchback.
That was a great kick right there, JD.
Yeah, nice kick there by Rocco Marty. I have to get used to that name. We had been announcing the same kicker for the last 3 years, and he graduated. So now Jefferson's got a new kicker this year, and that's Antonio Rocco Marty, if I'm pronouncing that right.
That sounds good the way you're pronouncing it, so maybe that's what it is.
So Maddox Twig, I believe number 15 back there, lined up. That's Isaiah Thompson in the backfield to his left. One receiver here to the near side, 2 to the far. Man in motion is Cooper. Fake to Cooper, and it's going to be Maddox Twig up the middle for about 3 yards out to around the 23. It'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Mohegans.
Yeah, and that was Alvira and Robertson there on the tackle. Definitely a good gang tackle right there. Again, this Jefferson team swarms to the ball extremely well. We saw that last week. They got to keep up the same type of intensity and effort to keep Morgantown at bay.
Their same formation, 2 receivers to the top. Jaden Smalls in the slot. Handoff goes to Thompson. Thompson cuts to the right. Not a lot there as he's stacked up there by the Cougars defense, led by number 20, Andy Roberts again. So we're going to hear Andy Roberts' name a lot. The sophomore got a little bit of playing time last week, stepped up into this starting role this year. So look for big things from Roberts as this game continues, Drew.
Yeah, if Roberts stays healthy, obviously we saw him get banged up a little bit last year. He can tell he put on a little bit more weight this year. I'm really looking forward to see how his sophomore season ends up turning out.
So 3rd and 7. 2 receivers here to each side. Thompson in the backfield. Passing situation. Twiggs back, looking for a man. He's going to tuck it and run right up the middle. He's got plenty of room, makes a nice move on Roberts. Still on his feet out up over the 40 to about the 43-yard line goes Twig, and that's enough for a first down from Morgantown. So that'll move the change, Drew. Good run there, like we talked about in the pregame there by Twig.
Yeah, Twig is a lot different of a player from Swartz. Swartz, like we said, is more of an ox. He's going to put his shoulder down and Chucky. We saw him put his foot down in the dirt, made a move, and he ended up getting about 20 yards right there. That was a great play.
Yeah, and we talked about trying to keep him contained in the pocket, but the line does a nice job opening up that hole in the middle for Twig. So it's first and 10 from the 43. Thompson to the right. 2 receivers here to the near side. He's going to fake it to Thompson, rolled it to the near side. Under a little bit of pressure. He's got to tuck it. Nowhere to throw. And Twig is wrapped up there by the Cougar defense. That's going to be number 15 in there. Looks like
that's Alvira.
Alvira. Yeah, that's another name kind of that's hard to pronounce. He stepped up into a starting role this year, Philip Keller said. So look for him to make some plays for the Cougars. That's going to be a loss of 1. Bring up 2nd and 11 now for the Mohegans.
Again, and shout out to this Cougar defensive line. They're getting consistent pressure, picking up right where they left off last week. It's critical for them to keep this up throughout this whole game.
A passing situation for the Mohegans. 3 receivers to the far side. Man in motion is Thompson. They swing it out to Thompson. Thompson's not going to get a whole lot. Maybe a pickup of 4 on the play out to the 46-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 now, Drew. So another third down situation here for the Mohegans. Let's see if the Cougar defense can step up.
Yeah, and that was a great play by Jackson Rockwell. It was a one-on-one tackle. If he didn't make that play, that's an easy first down. That could have been a house call. Great play there by Rockwell. Another huge 3rd down and long. They got to get off the field right here.
2 receivers here to the near side for the Mohegans. Looks like it's Cooper and Smalls. Going to be a whistle, and that's going to be a timeout. I believe it's called. The Cougars will take an early timeout here in this game.
And it looks like the official made Rockwell come off the field right there. So just a little bit of communication issues. But, again, timeouts were a big issue last week for Jefferson. It really kind of killed their momentum towards the end of the game. Just weren't able to stop the clock, and Spring Mills was just able to run that clock all the way down to triple zeros.
Yeah, and the Cougars have kind of been known for taking these early timeouts, a little miscommunication or whatever the situation is. Maybe they didn't have the right personnel in the game. So sometimes those are needed. Sometimes it's a timeout that maybe they could have saved. But, Coach Hunter decided that he needed an early timeout, big 3rd down situation here. So wanted to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, Coach Hunter, he doesn't like to take those timeouts home. In the first half, it's a lot different if you have to use a timeout early. But when you're in the 3rd quarter and you have to take a timeout with 10 minutes left on the clock, that's never a good thing. So, again, Jefferson, another huge 3rd down here, JD. See what they dial up.
You got Cooper and you got Tanzer George split out here to the near side. Twig in the pistol. Empty set backfield. Smalls. Thompson. He's looking for a man. He's going to have to swing it out here to Thompson in the flat. The pass goes a little past Thompson. That's going to be incomplete. And it's going to bring up 4th down, Drew, and it looks like the Mohegans are going to have to be forced to punt.
Yeah, and Thompson had a step there on Drake. If he could have made that completion, he probably would have got a 1st down right there. Nonetheless, 4th down right here. Right about the 47-yard line. Jefferson still has to be careful. We'll see if they actually kick this ball.
Yeah, huge stop there on 3rd down. This is exactly what the Cougars defense needed to start this game. Go on defense first, get that ball the second half, get a stop, get the ball back, and let's put our offense to work.
Yeah, it's still odd for me to think the strength of this Jefferson team really might be their defense.
And they're going to kick it away from Allen. Allen's going to let it bounce. Now, see, Allen's got to pick that ball up. That has to be a smart play. He could have picked it on the one hop. You cannot give up another 10 yards. So I'd like to see Tony Allen be a little smarter, pick that ball up. And even if you fall on it right there, you've got to come up and make a play and save that yardage, because now you're going to start deep in your own territory at around the 4-yard line.
Yeah, again, that's just a miscommunication right there on their part. I understand trying to let it go, but that clearly didn't have enough bounce to go to the end zone. That's one you got a fair catch right there and take it where you got it.
Absolutely, Drew. I mean, and honestly, he could have really stepped up. He was right there when the ball bounced. I thought he could have caught it and even had a little room to run with it. But Cougars will start from their own 4, 1st and 10. Single receiver here to the near side. That's Carson Olerking. And now Tony Allen, number 2 in the slot. Rockwell at the top of your screen. Went with Takeem Drake to his right. The handoff goes to Drake. He tries to make a move. Nowhere to go. He's going to lose a couple on the play. He might have gotten back to the 2-yard line. So a little sketchy situation for the Cougars now here, playing out of their own end zone as he loses 2 yards to bring up 2nd and 12. 8:17 left to go here in the first quarter.
And that was a great job by Chase Travis, number 55 from Morgantown, to scrape across the line of scrimmage and get Takeem Drake down before he could get any momentum. Again, that was the same play they ran last week with Tony Allen, and they lost about 4 or 5 yards to start, so not an ideal start here for Jefferson.
Jefferson offensive line's got to get a little bit more of a push. Handoff again goes to Takeem Drake. Nowhere to go. And that defensive line of the Mohegans just stands everybody up. And he's going to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. So now we're going to have 3rd and long in a passing situation for Ryan Went in these Cougars. So not the, like you said, not the ideal situation for them to start this game.
Yeah, that was a great job, though, from Morgantown to be able to fill the gap right there. Didn't allow Drake to get any momentum again.
3rd and 11. 1 receiver to the top of your screen. That's Rockwell. 2 receivers here to the near side. Tony Allen. I believe that's Carson Olerking. So Winton's going to be back to throw. He swings it out here in the flat, way too high for Leland Benner, and that's going to bring up 4th down. The Cougars will have to punt it away.
Yeah, again, the snap count right, or making sure you get a proper snap here. You have no real room in the back of the end zone. It'll be critical. Like we've seen Jefferson have a couple issues with their snapping, and especially from their long snapper. So Jefferson has to make sure they handle everything correct right here. The field position battle already in Morgantown's hands.
So a good 3 and out for the Mohegans on defense. They should get the ball with relatively good field position. You got Carter Cooper back deep to receive the kick, and a nice kick.
What a
Sends
move.
Cooper way back near the 50. Makes a nice move. Cooper's got some speed. We all saw that last week. But the Cougars bottle him up right there around the 33-yard line. But a beautiful kick out of his own end zone by Drake. But still, Morgantown's going to have a nice starting field position at the Cougars' 33-yard line, Drew.
Yeah, again, and Coach Keller has done a great job with keeping confidence within this defensive group. But at the same time, this Jefferson offense has to help out Jefferson win the field position battle. Every time you're starting your defense already in opponent territory, that's never a good thing.
So 1st down from the 33-yard line. Empty set, man in motion's Cooper. Jet sweep goes to 14, number Cooper. He's stacked up there by a bunch of Cougars, led by Leland Benner there, and then Takeem Drake, and he'll lose a few on the play. So really good defense by the Cougars. That'll bring up 2nd and about 13 now for Morgantown.
Yeah, and great job keeping contained again right there. You know Morgantown wants to get outside the numbers and try to make a play right there with their special guys. And that was a great job from Jefferson, making sure they kept contained.
2 receivers here to the near side. That's Smalls and number 3, Owen Young. Fake the pass. He's going to run up the middle. Picks up a nice gain on 2nd down. So once again, utilizing his legs. Picks up a lot of that yardage back and then a little bit. So that'll bring up a 3rd and a manageable yardage, which is about 5 from the Cougars' 27, I believe, the 28-yard line.
Yeah, I know it's a little early still in the first quarter, but they might try to get this in 2-down territory. If they can get a couple yards right here to make it more attainable 4th down, don't be surprised to see that as well.
6 minutes to go. 1 receiver to the near side. That's Tanner George. Handoff goes to, looks like Isaiah Thompson. So he pushes forward to around the 22-yard line, and that should be enough for a 1st down. So they will move the chains. Isaiah Simmons Kelly on the stop. He gets the start for Phil Keller in that defensive front for the Cougars. He's only a sophomore. Earned that starting spot last week. Came in, made some big plays. 6'1", 190 pounds, as Isaiah, they like to call him ISK, number 16.
ISK, I like that. That's original.
2 receivers to the far side. George here to the near side. Man in motion is Cooper. Fake there. The pitch goes to Cooper out of the backfield. Not a lot there. He's stacked up by the Cougars. He might have picked up 2 yards on the play. The Cougars have been playing that jet sweep and that little motion pass out there to Cooper pretty well. But then when 3rd down comes, then they have a little breakdown, and they allow Twig to kind of get that yardage back or even a 1st down with his legs. So 1st and 2nd down, the Cougars have done a great job. They just got to be a little better on 3rd down.
Yeah, and that RPO action, it's tough to defend, but Jefferson's doing a great job, especially, trying to identify Carter Cooper, and they're doing a great job, defending him this evening.
Man in motion is Thompson. Twig, not a lot there, but he squirts through for a couple yards, breaks the initial tackle there at the line of scrimmage. Not a small guy, 205 pounds to bring down. He spins his way, picks up another couple yards. Be about 3rd and 6 from the Cougars' 17 or 18-yard line.
Yeah, another huge 3rd down, 3rd and medium right here. Jefferson has to make sure they can get a good stop right here, and again, they might go for it on 4th depending on what type of kicker that Morgantown has.
And so they got Owen Young, number 3. Jaden Smalls, 13 here to the near side. And number 12, Tanzer George. I believe that's also number 5, Zayden Lockett in the backfield to Twig's right. Cougars look like they're bringing pressure. Swinging out here in the flat, and he drops it. Lockett can't hang on. Was wide open. Might have had enough to pick up the 1st down as he had a little bit of room to run. The defense was closing. But let's see what they decide to do. They look, in pregame, they have a really good kicker. but it doesn't look like they want to kick the ball here. I think they're going to try to go for it here on 4th and 6, Drew.
Yeah, and I think they would at least got 4 or 5 yards right there and have been a good 4th and 1 opportunity, a whole lot easier. But again, here we go, 4th and 6.
Huge stop here for the Cougars if they can get it. 3 receivers to the near side. That's Cooper, Smalls, and Young. Twig will roll out. He's got a lot of pressure, trying to make a move, does make a move, picks up the first down inside the 5. He's going to push his way over the goal line for the Mohegan touchdown. So another great run like we saw last week by, Twig. And he's in for the Morgantown touchdown, Drew. And you saw him just kind of weave his way in there, kind of like that long run we saw last week, and got over the goal line for the score.
Yeah, Dakeem Drake had a great job of pursuit right there, and he almost had him in the backfield. But Twig, he's really elusive. And, again, he put his foot in the ground, made a couple moves, found the end zone. Again, we were very complimentary on his passing ability, but he is very mobile as well, too, a true dual-threat quarterback.
Yeah, the Cougars have done very well against the run. Really, Maddox is the only one that's really been able to run against the Cougars, as that kick is up and good. And with 3:42 left to go here in the first quarter, actually the kick was no good. I
didn't think it was good either. But
oh no, they counted it. They put it on the board. It's 7-0 Morgantown, and we're going to take our first commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Further than R&L Landscapes, we understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscapes today and let us turn your dreams into reality.
And welcome back to Home Team Sports. J.D. Fritz along with Drew Pitzer. Morgantown was first to score as they kick it away. Back deep is number 4, Jackson Rockwell. Brings it out to the 20. He's got a little room to the near side, out over the 25, and he'll be tackled there around the 26-yard line. It kind of looked like Drew. He was almost waiting for Tony to come back. I don't know if he was trying to pitch it, right? Pitch back. Yeah, I don't know. So maybe that's something we'll have to watch. A little razzle-dazzle by the Cougars here sometime later in this game.
Yeah, this shows my age a little bit, but I used to see Reggie Bush used to carry the ball like that. that was really iconic to see. I really thought that was about to be a pitch right there, though, JD.
So Went comes out. Dakeem Drake still in the backfield for the Cougars. And I'm sorry, it's number 8. I kept saying number 9. I was using Carson. It's actually Frank Turk is here to the near side. And that's Carson Oerling in the slot.
Leaning by Dakeem Drake right there.
Going to be a false start on the offense. And see, that's what they can't do. They did a good job with not being penalized there on the first drive. Now the second drive.
They waved it off.
A little antsy. Well, that's good. They waved it off, so they're still in good shape. So Ryan Went comes over to the sideline, and they're actually taking Went out of the game. And they're bringing number 0 in, Trayvon Ledbetter. And this is where we're going to see a little different situation in the backfield with Tony Allen at quarterback. We knew that they were trying a few different things with maybe Rockwell lining up or Allen lining up in that Wildcat formation. So we'll see what the Cougars have with 2 receivers to the top of your screen. That's Allen. He's going to take it to the right. He's got a little daylight, but that closes really quick. It looks like he lost the ball, and the Mohegans fall on it. So a big mistake there by Allen as he puts the ball on the turf. And Morgantown will take over from the Cougars' 30-yard line.
Yeah, ball security, making sure you don't shoot yourself in the foot. That's, again, been Jefferson's Achilles heel, not just this year, but the last couple of years. They have all the talent in the world. They just got to stop putting themselves in these type of predicaments. Again, Morgantown starts with the ball almost inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and it just is unfortunate for Allen as he was trying to spin his way out. And one of the Morgantown defenders came in and just stripped the ball out. And that's what they're taught to do. One guy's making the tackle, and as they're spinning around, the other guy comes and punches it out. So good defense there as now the Mohegans take over from the Cougar 30. 2 receivers here to the near side. You got Cooper and Tanzer. And Twiggs got a man right there, and he drops it once again. That was Jaden Smalls. Usually we see him a sure-handed receiver. as a little hitch pattern right there. I think he just turned his head to look away right before he secured that ball, and that's going to bring up second down.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. He was looking at his defender right when the ball was coming to his hands. We've all been guilty of that. They'll move forward. Morgantown, 2 costly drops, but again, they had a touchdown last possession. We'll see what happens here.
So Smalls and Young here to the near side. Isaiah Thompson lined up in the backfield with Twig. Twig is going to hand to Thompson. Off tackle to the left side. He'll pick up about 3 yards. Another tackle there by 64, Kip Waldeck on the play. So to bring up another third down for the Mohegans as it's 3rd and 7. 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter.
And Jefferson has won the early downs here. It's 3rd down and 4th down. It's really been killing them. They have to win this down right here.
So Cooper and George here in. So we're going to get a timeout for the Cougars. Yeah, we're going to stay here while they go to a quick timeout. But, Drew, the Cougars have done a great job. I'm really impressed with how their defense has stepped up. They've really taken away that pass, and the passes that Twig has had were just dropped by his receivers. We've seen two passes, right in the hands of his receivers. So they're going to have to help him out a little bit. So they're not off to the best start on offense as we saw last week.
Yeah, like you said, that 2.5-hour drive, it doesn't seem like a lot, but that definitely will fatigue you a little bit, maybe not have you on your complete game to start. We're getting now late into the first quarter. Morgantown starting to find a groove. And again, Jefferson did a good job right there. They got pressure on him. They hit Twig right when he released the ball. But it was still a great delivery. Again, they just have to keep getting after Twig to keep themselves in this game. It's still a long, long game left to go here, JD.
Yeah, the Cougars need to get, another stop here. It's a big 3rd down, probably a bigger 3rd down for the Cougars than even for the Mohegans. And they can get off the field here. They need to get something going on offense because their defense has been on the field for a majority of this first quarter. So 3 receivers here to the near side. Twig is going to take it and run again. The middle's wide open as he weaves his way. He's going to pick up a 1st down, still on his feet, inside the 15 down to about the 14. So just Twig, we just see him not necessarily running super fast, but he's just picking his spots, weaving in and out, making a couple little moves, and the Cougars just aren't making the tackles. We see they're going to go with a little tempo here, catching the Cougars off guard.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of arm tackles out there, JD. Nobody running through the impact point. And again, if you do that with Twig, he's going to get right by you. He's been doing this all night already.
Smalls and Cooper to the near side. Owen Young to the top of your screen. Thompson in the backfield with Twig. And we're going to get a little bit of a hard count, but they're going to get a false start on the offenses. Tried to get the Cougars to jump, but not sure who the number was there that jumped for the Mohegans.
And that's film study right there, though, JD. I mean, that's watching Jefferson jump a couple times last week, and that was great discipline. I guarantee Coach Keller went over that. Hey, you make sure you watch the football this week.
Yeah, and Coach Keller is a no-nonsense coach, and you do that once or twice, and you're coming out of that football game, and they're going to find somebody else to replace you because we've seen that time and time again. So to bring up 1st and 15 now for the Mohegans as they got 3 receivers here the near side. Twig throws it out to the flat. He's got Jaden Smalls, but he falls down, loses his footing right there around the 22-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 21. So no gain there on the play. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 15.
And again, Jefferson's winning these early downs. 1st and 2nd down, they're dominating. It's 3rd and 4th that's really getting to them. They just have to dig deep and get these guys off the field.
Yeah, and if I was Coach Keller, I would maybe think about putting a spy on Twig, especially in these 3rd down situations, Drew, because every time he's burned the Cougars up the middle for a 1st down and then last possession for a touchdown. So Twig's back to throw, out to the flat. He's wide open. He's got Carter Cooper, makes a nice move to the inside. He's not going to have enough for the 1st down, but he picks up 10 yards down to around the 11-yard line. So another 3rd and 6 for the Mohegans, and now we're inside a minute here in this first quarter, so kind of a long first quarter.
That was a great job again by Leland Benner. That was a proper tackle right there. He drove through the target and stopped, and again, it's 3rd and 7, another 3rd and long. They got to get off the field right here.
And I would say this is 4-down territory, most likely, as we like to see them go for it on 4th down. So Twig, 2 receivers to the near side. Man in motion is Cooper. Fake it to Cooper, straight up the middle. He's got the first down and more as he runs over a man. That was Andy Roberts. And that's going to be enough for a Mohegan first down as they have first and goal from the Cougars' 2-yard line.
Yeah, we see Morgantown's jumbo unit coming in now, too. You know what's going to happen. They're going to try to punch us in 4 straight times.
And we're at 15 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Let's see if they decide to try to get a playoff or just let the clock run out. It's 3. They got a little triple I formation under centers. Twig is Thompson. He gets into the end zone for the Mohegan second score. So a nice little power run play there by the Mohegans, capped off with an Isaiah Thompson 2-yard rushing touchdown. That puts Morgantown up 13-0 over the Cougars.
JD, when's the last time you saw the triple I formation? That was almost beautiful to see, though.
Yeah, I like seeing that. It's been a while. On to kick the extra point, number 10, Clifton Shreves. The kick is up and good. That makes your score 14-0. That's the end of the first quarter, and we're going to be right back and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home TV, Home Team Sports TV.
Client is unique and has their own real estate needs. Whether you are buying, selling, renting, or a seasoned investor, I got your back. My name is Cheryl Yates, an award-winning realtor with ERA Liberty Realty.
I've known Cheryl Yates for over 30 years now, and I've always found her to be the consummate real estate professional. On a personal level, Cheryl has handled 3 sales for us over the past 15 years or so and has done an excellent job on each and every one of them. She communicates extremely well, and you never have to worry about where you're at in the sales process.
What I like about Cheryl is she's dependable, she's on time, she's flexible, and she works hard to get the job done. We had our sales very quickly through Cheryl Yates.
Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
And we are back here at Cougar Stadium. J.D. Fritz along with Drew Pitzer. And just watch the Morgantown Mohegans score again there as the first quarter ended to make it 14-0 Mohegans. And Drew, like we just talked about off the air, you know, both of those touchdowns, they started with a short field, really short field. And if you're Jefferson, you just can't have that. It's just an easy opportunity for the Mohegans to put some points on the board.
Yeah, the 3 keys to the game, obviously, time of possession, field position, and turnovers. And right now, Morgantown's winning all 3 of those battles.
So Rockwell just let the ball sail into the back of the end zone, and they will start from their own 20-yard line here.
Again, I think this first play of this drive, you have to establish something positive. Again, I know Tony Allen was trying to make a heroic effort right there, turn the ball over. They have to seal that up. They can't afford to turn over the ball anymore. 14-0 deficit. They got to chip their way back into this game, JD.
So Ryan went back into the game for the Cougars now. 2 receivers to each side for the Cougars. Went back to throw. He's got Allen wide open in the flat. Makes the catch. Looks like he's going to spin his way and pick up enough for the first down. Maybe he's a yard short. They're going to mark him short. He's going to be 2nd and 1. I like the play. A little low on the pass, but Tony was able to get down, make that catch, pick up 9 yards. Now they're at a 2nd and short yardage situation.
Yeah, and that opens your whole playbook open right there. You can go deep right here. You can still run the football, be conservative. It just has to make the defense prepare for a lot of different options.
So now Rockwell here to the near side. Frank Turk, Tony Allen to the top of your screen. Leland Benner there, the up back. Handoff goes straight up the middle. He's got, looks like it's going to be Trayvon Ledbetter busting loose. Huge run out to the 48-yard line for the Cougars. So Trayvon Ledbetter's a little bit smaller, a little taller, leaner, has a little quicker first step than Drake. So you kind of got Drake with a little more power up the middle, and you just saw Ledbetter there bust one wide open for a big first down.
And that was a huge tackle there from Bob Blunt, and they might just drew him off sides.
Nice little hard count there by Ryan Went. Got the Mohegans to jump. Looks like that was number 55, Chase Travis, who's made a lot of plays for the Mohegans defense, but that one he'd like to have back as he jumps a little bit early. Now the Cougars will start 1st and 5. But Morgantown will take a timeout, but we're going to stay right here and thank a few of our sponsors. We'd like to thank Shelton's Tree Service, State Farm Insurance, call Jared Ferguson, Smith Nadenbush Insurance, call Elizabeth Bradley, Catro Law, Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance, Opequon Motors, call Jeremy Atkins, R&L Landscapes, Ameritech Tire and Auto, the Barn, Bridal, and Formal Wear, Mountain State Basketball Academy, Cheryl Yates of ERA Liberty Realty, Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill, Big Mike's Grillin', Cookies and Milk Daycare, Pearson Smith Realty, call Sean Smith, ATCW Wrestling, Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery, Trophies Plus Customs Apparel, Everhart Counseling Associates, and the Kershiznik Group. If you are interested in sponsoring and advertising, please send us a message either on Facebook or any of our social media, Home Team Sports. And so, go ahead, Drew.
Yeah, before we get started with the beginning of this 1st and 5, Hedgesville is down 14-0 at home against Washington, and Musselman and Loudon Valley are tied 7-7. Still no score here at Martinsburg against Huntington.
Well, first down, they swing it out to Allen. That looks like almost a lateral. Allen's going to bounce it to the outside. Flags on the play. Looks like it's going to be a holding or a block in the back. So that's going to bring it back, unfortunately, for the Cougars. But luckily, Allen caught that ball because that definitely was a backwards pass. So still kind of, once again, they kind of shooting themselves in the foot, Drew, a little bit. And they get a nice play for a good gain. And it's called back on holding, so that's going to bring up, they're going to repeat first down, bring up 1st and 12 for the Cougars.
And like you said, JD, that last pass, it looked more like a lateral. If he wasn't there, that could have been spelling a lot of trouble again for the Cougars.
Yeah, I like the play call, trying to get into Allen's hands. Definitely had some room to run, but just unfortunately, it's going to go to Ledbetter. He bounces it outside. He's going to try to turn it back up, sticks his head down, and picks up 3 or 4 yards on the play. So we're seeing Ledbetter, just that little quick first step, didn't have anything botched up in the middle, made a cut to the outside, back inside, picks up a nice little 4-yard gain for the Cougars out to the 50, bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and Ledbetter's doing a great job with running the football right now. I feel like you guys still feed the hot hand. It's 2nd and 8. Try to see if you can get another 4 or 5 yards, make it more of a 3rd manageable.
Yeah, I'm with you, Drew. I like the run on 2nd and 8. We got Benner, the up back in the backfield. Jackson Rockwell here to the near side. Allen and Frank Turk to the far side. Went back to throw. He's looking for somebody. Nobody to throw to. Oh, he swings it out to Tony. Nice play by Went. Tony Allen steps out of bounds, but great gain, good presence of mind as Went saw Allen sneak it out in the flat, but Went's helmet's off, took a shot there, and he is not getting up right now at the moment. He is hurt.
Yeah, Went's a warrior for that. That was a huge hit, but he still had the presence of mind to find Tony Allen. We hope he's okay. That was a great play there from a warrior.
Yeah, that was the best play I've seen him make in 2 games. Smart, drew that defense in, looked like he was going to run, drew them in, found Tony out there in the flat for a nice gain that'll bring up 3rd and 1. But we'll see what the situation is here with Ryan Went. And we're going to,
good job.
as he gets up to his feet, so it looks like he's going to be okay. So we'll have to at least set out a play. Might have just taken a shot in that rib cage, might have gotten the wind knocked out of him a little bit. But as he's jogging off the field, Ryan Went's a tough kid.
Yeah, he definitely took a shot right there, though, JD. That was a tough hit.
But got to give him credit. Stood in there, took the shot, made the pass. Tony made a great catch, turned it into a positive gain, and now they got short, a 3rd and short is which they need. This is what they need a lot more of, 3rd and manageable situations. So we got Jackson Rockwell now is going to line up at quarterback. Number 4 for the Cougars is Tony Allen, the single receiver here to the near side. Ball is on the Mohegans' 43-yard line. Rockwell take the snap, hand it to Ledbetter, puts his head down. He's going to be short. Let's see if they give him forward progress, but I don't think he did. I think he just got back to the line of scrimmage. So a big decision here on 4th and a yard, Drew. What are you going to do?
I think you go for it right here, but honestly, I don't think that's a favorable spot. I felt like with the line to gain, the ball went over the line, the first down marker, but again, the officials have a better view than what we do up here. 4th and 1, big-time play right here.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to come back to this, or they're going to give Jackson Rockwell keeping the ball here out to the near side. I like to see Tony get that opportunity, but we'll see what they're going to call here. They might run it with Ledbetter. Allen here to the near side. They're going to fake it. Rockwell's got the first down straight up the middle and more. Down to the 35-yard line goes Jackson Rockwell. So good read, good blocking up front. Open that middle up for Jackson Rockwell to pick that first down up.
Yeah, Jackson Rockwell originally was a quarterback, so you see that natural instinct right there. A great read right there that didn't give that off and took it. He saw the DN pop out. Great play, Rockwell, filling right in well for Went.
Yeah, and I feel like Jefferson this is their best opportunity to get some points right here. Be huge if Jefferson can get one of those scores back. Moving the ball well as they started from their own 20-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side. Allen on the outside. Takeem Drake as well. The ball goes to the flat. Takeem Drake makes the catch, turns it up inside, down to the 25. So nice little pitch and catch between Went, Takeem Drake, and that's going to be another first down for the Cougars as they move the chains once again.
Yeah, that was Rockwell in there actually delivering the ball right there.
Rockwell. Yes, it was.
Yeah, he's played 3 plays at quarterback, and all 3 plays have been positive yardage. Way to fill in for Went after that huge hit that he took.
So we see that Rockwell can throw the ball as well, and like you mentioned, Drew, he was a quarterback before transitioning to receiver 3 years ago. So Ledbetter still in the backfield. Handoff goes to Ledbetter. Ledbetter makes a cut to the left. Cuts it back up the middle for a nice 3-yard gain. So Ledbetter looking really light on his feet, picking up positive yards, brings up 2nd and 7 for the Cougars.
Yeah, it looks like Jefferson's now finding a little bit more of an identity. Obviously, they got to play off the run right now until they find something that works for them, at least in the passing game. Make sure they're not turning the ball over. This is a great possession here, probably the best of the year so far for the Cougars.
Yeah, they found a little bit of a rhythm. Sammy Roberts up there calling plays here for the offense, mixing it up a little bit. Trying to keep that Mohegans defense on their heels. Ledbetter to the right of Rockwell. Rockwell's going to have to tuck it and run. He has nowhere to go. He's going to lose a yard on the play. And I like to see Rockwell get outside and not necessarily try to run it, but you don't want to run the ball back inside. That's where there's going to be trouble. Get to the outside. If there's nobody out there, just throw the ball away.
Yeah, it looks like he could have beat contain right there. He had a step. He saw something. He wanted to turn it back in. But, again, Morgantown did a great job pursuing the football right there. Now it's 3rd and 9. They got to find something here, JD.
Yeah, if they can get a few yards, 3-4 yards here on 3rd down, definitely going to be 2-down territory with the ball on the Mohegans' 24-yard line.
And we see Went. He has his helmet back on the sideline now, so that's a good sign to see. We're glad that he's okay.
So Drake and Frank Turk to the top of your screen. Rockwell's going to roll to his left, nowhere to go, come back to his right, up the middle goes Rockwell, and he's unloaded on right there. That's going to be number 30, Brooks King, the linebacker. Laid a nice hit there on Rockwell, back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain there, 4th down and a long 8 for the Cougars. So those last 2 plays didn't work out so well. Even if you just picked up 2 yards on each play, it gives you a good 3rd and maybe 5, Drew. And they weren't able to capitalize on it, so now they've got a big 4th down, a little out of field goal range.
Yeah, you have to go right here, JD. There's not a question about it. Every coach, though, has about 4 or 5 plays that they know can get 10 yards pretty consistently, so we'll see what Hunter has dialed up right here.
And see, this is where I like to use Tony, not necessarily on the 4th down, but on a 2nd down situation, your ball is on the 24, take a shot with Tony to the end zone. And like I said, not on this 4th down situation, but on a 1st or a 2nd down, I like to see those shots going deep to Tony.
And this drive, again, and not only has Jefferson done a great job of moving the ball this drive, they've taken off a lot of clock. They got it back with about 10 minutes left. They've taken about half the clock here in the second quarter. They got to do it. It's going to take a huge effort to get into the end zone right here, but they got to draw something up and get back on the board and make this a game again.
Well, and the biggest question is, do you try to just get the first down yardage, or do you try to catch, Morgantown off guard and take your shot? I mean, even if you turn it over on downs, Morgantown starts from their own 24, so not necessarily a bad situation for your defense to be in.
Yeah, we see Tony Allen's been matched up one-on-one all evening by number 14, Carter Cooper. So those two athletes going at it. I think right here you might take a shot, try to see if you can throw it up, maybe a little fade in the back of the end zone. And, again, they're putting Cooper back on him again. It's a one-on-one coverage. They have no safety help over the top.
So here we go, 4th down, and a long 8. Now for the Cougars, it's Tony Allen here to the near side. They're going to take a shot for Tony. He makes the catch in the first down, and that'll move the change for the Cougars as he picks up 12 yards on the play down to about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, Rockwell did a great job delivering it, stepped right through the ball right there, found his man Tony at the chains. That was a great play all around. Took a huge hit right there too, JD.
Yeah, and the respect that they're giving Tony, as even though that we know Cooper's got some wheels on him, given that 8 to 10-yard cushion, Tony just ran that out, settled down. Rockwell made a nice pass for the completion in the first down. So first down for the Cougars. As now Rockwell taking himself, finds a little hole down near the 5. They're going to mark him around the 6-yard line, but another good gain of about 8 yards for the Cougars, and now they're knocking on the door, Drew.
Yeah, and again, now this whole playbook is wide open. You still can get a first down right here, so realistically you have 7 plays left to score a touchdown.
And this is an absolute 4-down territory, no question. You got 2nd and 2. The ball's on the 6-yard line. You pick up another first down here, you got to score this drive, Drew. Without a question, you've got to put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, and again, and make sure you can't make any critical mistakes. No holding right here. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Keep being consistent like you've been this whole drive.
Rockwell fake it, runs up the middle, spins his way down near the goal line. They're going to mark him at the 1, but enough to pick up a first down, so it's 1st and goal for the Cougars, and now you got 4 downs to punch one over the goal line, and this is the best scoring situation they've had so far, not only in this game, but of the season, Drew.
Yeah, 6 quarters, still no touchdown, no points. Again, right here, you're 1st in the foot. I'm putting it right up the middle every time.
We'll see if Rockwell takes it himself, and he will, straight up the middle. Rockwell trying to push forward, can't get there. Good defensive stand there. Looks like number 5 for the Mohegans, Zayden Lockett, coming up to make that tackle, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. It brings up 2nd and goal from the 1 for the Cougars.
And maybe I'm just old school right here, JD, but I think right now you line up underneath center. You might get in that a single eye formation, or you have the dual eye formation, and just try to punch it in. When you're in the shotgun formation, we've already seen snap issues from Jefferson. I just think that could be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, run up behind Leland Benner. I even like handing the ball off to Leland Benner. 225-pound fullback, up back. They're going to give it to Ledbetter. He dances his way near the goal line. Not over for the score yet. He gets right around the half-yard line, so it's going to break up a 3rd down for the Cougars. And this is what we see from the Cougars a lot when they're inside the 5. They run the same play over and over and over, and honestly, a lot of times they get stopped on 4th down. We've got the speed of Allen. Get Allen lined up, or, pitch it to Allen. Give him the wide side of the field. You've got 25 yards to get to the pylon over there. There's no one that's going to outrun Allen to the pylon, and he should be able to walk into the end zone. But here we go. Ledbetter lined up to Rockwell's left. 3rd down. It's going to be Rockwell again. He pitches it to Ledbetter. Ledbetter's looking to get in. There's a flag, and that's going to come back, and he does not get into the end zone. And that's where you'd like to see Tony Allen getting that pitch. But again, the protection broke down, a hold, and that's going to back the Cougars up 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
That might be a blessing, though, JD. You've seen this short yardage offense. They haven't gained about a half an inch. Now maybe you have a little bit more room, so Morgantown has to cover more field. I think that could be something good for Jefferson. I never want to have a holding penalty right there, but you could clearly see Morgantown stacking the box, and Jefferson just doesn't have an answer for that.
Yeah, so it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line now for the Cougars. So opens the playbook up maybe a little bit more and they can throw the ball, maybe try to get Allen on another out, a post, or I like the corner route. Line Allen up in the slot and run a corner here into the back of the end zone. Put it up there where he can get it. So Benner here lined up to the near side as the up back. And there's going to be a timeout by Morgantown. And we're going to take a real quick commercial break here, 30-second commercial break, and be right back here. A word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Katra Law is the local choice for real estate closings. In fact, we were honored to be chosen as the best of the best real estate closing attorneys for 2022 by the Martinsburg Journal. With offices conveniently located on Foxcroft Avenue in Martinsburg and South George Street in Charlestown, Katra Law proudly serves the Eastern Panhandle. Whether on the court, field, or in the classroom, we wish all of our student athletes a safe and successful.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have over 350 new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Welcome back here to Home Team Sports TV. J.D. Fritz with Drew Pitzer. Cougars now have a 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line with 1:44 left to go, Drew. Let's see what Coach Hunter, Sammy Roberts dials up here on 3rd down as Tony Allen is the single receiver here to the near side. Ledbetter with Rockwell in the backfield. Rockwell back to throw. Nowhere to go. He's going to be sacked on the play. I'm not sure what they were calling there, but Rockwell had to know that the pressure was coming. You got to get out of there. You got to get rid of the ball. And now 4th down and a whole lot for the Cougars. And I'm sure they're just going to go for it as Rockwell's coming out of the ball game now. So I'm not sure. I don't know why you would try to kick the ball here, but they are going to try to kick in this situation.
I mean, they did a great job of time management right here. They took 9 minutes off of the clock with this drive. They need to get ball first to start the second half. Maybe they want to get some momentum. I can understand the thought behind it. It is 4th and 20 if they wanted to go for it.
Yeah, you needed points, Drew. I mean, this is not going to be an easy field goal. It's going to be a 37-yard field goal. Another timeout, but we're going to stay right here, Drew, and you got some scores for us in the area?
Yeah, in the second quarter, Huntington is currently beating Martinsburg 7-0. Musselman now just took a 13-7 lead over Loudon Valley. That's ending the second quarter. Wheeling Park and Spring Mills are currently tied 14-14 with 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Washington is up 14-0 against Hedgesville. And that is the updates here for your out-of-town score report.
Thank you, Drew. I appreciate that, and we will come back to Drew a little bit later at the half for some halftime updates on the out-of-town scores. So 4th down, the Cougars look like they are on to attempt a 37-yard field goal for Antonio Roccamarty.
He has a boot, though, J.D. We saw that kickoff that he had to start the game. You know, he has the leg to make it. We'll see where his accuracy is at. But again, J.D., it's still so odd to me to think Martinsburg and Jefferson both haven't scored a touchdown this season. They're 6 quarters in.
The snap, the hold's good. The kick is no good, way left. So I'm not sure on the decision to kick the field goal. It looked like it might have had enough distance, but he couldn't quite straighten it out. And it's no good, and Morgantown will take over with 54 seconds left to go from the Cougars, or from their own 27-yard line, I believe.
Again, they can't let down. There's 54 seconds. Morgantown has no timeouts left. You got to keep everything in bounds and make sure you make this clock run out. You cannot afford to give up another score right here and go down to halftime 21-0.
Yeah, and you just wonder that the execution's been a big problem for the Cougars when they get down in the red zone, especially inside the 5-yard line. Because there's no excuse should have gotten a touchdown there. Under center is Maddox Twig. He's going to run the ball to Isaiah Thompson, off tackle to the right. Nothing there, not a lot. There's a flag comes in. A little extracurricular activity after the whistle. So we'll see what the flag is. So that's going to be a face mask against the Cougars. So that'll be another 15-yard added to the end of the run. So now if you're Morgantown with another timeout, do you try to put more points on the board? Do you take a shot or two? The clock is running now with 40 seconds left, so it looks like they're going to be just content to run that time out. As they hand it to Isaiah Thompson again. He's got some room. There goes Isaiah Thompson out to the 50. Can Tony Allen catch him inside the 20, 10, pushes him out of bounds inside the 10 around the 7-yard line, but not after Isaiah Thompson caps off a 60-yard run for the Mohegans, and now with 29 seconds left, Drew, they're in business to put some more points on the board.
Yeah, again, right there, you know they're going to be running the football out of that wing T formation right there. You got to stop the ball right there eventually, and it just looked like a couple guys didn't even attempt to make attempt to tackle right there. Tony Allen, great effort to save a touchdown.
So they mark the ball on the 12-yard line. Handoff goes again to Thompson. He's going to lose a yard back to the 14. So it looks like they're bringing the field goal unit on real quick as they don't have any timeouts left. 15 seconds left to go. Can Shreves get this kickoff for the Mohegans? 31-yarder. Snap the hold to kick us up.
That's good.
And he nails it with 1 second left to go. What a play there by the Mohegans as they get a long 60-yard run by Thompson and the field goal with 1 second left to steal points away from the Cougars to make this game 17-0.
Yeah, that's a huge defensive mishap right there. Obviously, I understand that you're upset about not scoring down there. You were in great position, but it's next play mentality. And giving up 3 points right there makes this a 3-possession game now. It just makes it so much more for Jefferson to get back into this game, JD.
Yeah, that's a 6-point swing right there, Drew. And you know, if you're Jefferson and you see that Twig is going under center, if you did your homework and watch film, you know they're going to run the ball out of that formation. And at somewhere on that right side, their defensive broke down. Thompson broke loose for a long run. Luckily, Tony was able to catch him and save that touchdown, but they still got points out of it. And like you said, Drew, now it's a 3-possession game.
Yeah, but you got to give credit to Tony Allen for being able to save a touchdown, to save points. If somehow Jefferson comes back to win this game maybe by 3 or 4 points, you have to credit that single play right there for giving Jefferson even the ability to come back and play this game. So great play there by Tony Allen. That's a terrific hustle. I'd love to see it.
So Shreves on to kick it away. Rockwell and Allen back deep for the Cougars. With the Cougars getting the ball coming out the second half, we'll see if they try to set up a run. Shreves kicked it into the end zone the last time, so we'll see if he does the same thing as they pooch kick it. The ball's going to be taken there. Number 9, Carson Olerking, got a little room to run. Good blocking here on the near side. Breaks a tackle out of bounds at the 45, but that's going to be the end of the half as time runs out on the Cougars. And the Mohegans take in 17-0 lead at the half over the Jefferson Cougars. And we're going to take a commercial break, come back. The band's going to play. We'll have some halftime scores, halftime analysis on the first half, and we'll be right back. Hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports, your #1 local sports digital network.
Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
Wait, did you really let Travis out on calls again?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Contact Shenandoah Air Conditioning and Heating and get 0% financing for up to 60 months on new installs of select Mitsubishi electric systems.
Winter is coming.
The Eastern Panhandle is home to teachers and healthcare workers, farmers and fishermen, servicemen and women, golfers, bicyclists, and people who love the outdoors. Where we call home isn't any one thing, so we're not either. At Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery, we are honored to help you plan a celebration of life that reflects one's individuality. Our trusted local team is here to see that your wishes are honored and that your special story is told.
Welcome to Cookies and Milk Child Care Center. We have 2 locations conveniently located in Kearneysville and Martinsburg. Our mission is to be the leading provider of higher quality care and education services for children ages 6 months to 12 years of age. We provide the highest quality child care available at an affordable cost. For more information, contact us at 304-901-2961.
Hey, I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Braden, and we are Brothers Bin Blasting, your bin blasting all-stars.
A unique sanitizing service begins right after your local trash collection. With a scheduled pickup time and location, we arrive promptly to clean your bins on the spot.
Our advanced 360-degree cleaning heads and pressurized water heated to over 200 degrees ensures a powerful blast blasting away 99% of all germs and bacteria. Visit our website at brosbinblasting.com and use code GETBLASTED to receive 50% off your first cleaning.
Transform your yard with custom fence and deck, where elegance meets function. Serving Martinsburg and surrounding areas for over 30 years, our expertly crafted decks and fences offer both beauty and protection. From classic woodwork to modern vinyl, experience the craftsmanship that truly elevates your space.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle with True Performance Fitness. I'm one of the owners here. True Performance Fitness as a whole, we brought this gym to the area and we wanted to bring every walk of fitness in one building. So that's exactly what we did. We have strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit. We have posing rooms, a full turf, a full track outside. We even have a basketball court. We wanted everything to be under one roof. So that's just kind of the thing that we did. We also went out and we made sure that we got top of the line equipment. We also make sure that all the pads and everything are getting replaced and all the machines are being taken care of properly. That's just something we strive to do for this community. We also like to give back to the community with donations, fundraisers, and other stuff for like kids and the families around. So that's just kind of who we are as a gym, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys.
This is Jimmy, General Manager at Ameritech Tire and Auto, here to serve you with all your auto repair and service needs. We are a family-owned business serving our community since 2003. We work on all makes and models from vintage cars and trucks to collectors to today's latest, newest vehicles. So stop in and see us at one of our 2 locations. See you soon.
Since opening in 2017, we have been the local hangout spot to watch a game and meet up with family and friends. With over 15 TVs, there isn't a bad seat in the house. We have arcade games, including the world's largest Pac-Man, 2 pool tables, and more, serving a full food menu ranging from appetizers to steak dinners, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week and later on weekends. Daily drink and food specials, and of course, happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Come on out to Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill.
Looking to enhance the beauty of your outdoor space? Look no further than R&L Landscapes. We understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscapes today and let us turn your dreams into reality.
So kickoff in the end zone. Jefferson starts at its own 20 and went on a methodical march. The Cougars 17-12. Bring it back to me first. I'll do first half stats because I was
Tonight, for your halftime entertainment, please welcome to the field your 2025-2026 Charisma Dance Ensemble members, sophomores, Ella Pfeiffer and Jacinda Smith, juniors, Clara Adams, Jamie Elizondo Zavala, and King Weaver, seniors, Addison Belleville, Beth McCarroll, Harper Powell, Cassandra Stevens, and Brooklyn Tansky. Charisma is directed by Chrissy Crawford and led this year by Charisma leadership members Harper Powell, Cassandra Stevens, and Brooklyn Tansky. Tonight, the Charisma Dance Ensemble will be performing to a mix of Missy Elliott songs choreographed by Harper Powell and Cassandra Stevens in several sections by the current ensemble. Let me hear you give it up for Charisma.
Get it out of control. Get your asses off the walls, Mr. Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.これからみんなでめちゃくちゃ踊って騒ごう騒ごう。 Get your nails done, get a pedicure, get your hair did. Fire, baby. Them road bad man, them no want me shoot bad man. Tell them don't be one that man. Give them football play bad. Touch the place, touch the place. 45 Hostel.
After the Golden Blue. Ladies and gentlemen, get your 50-50 tickets ready. We have our first drawing. Blue ticket number 591645. I say again, blue ticket number 591645. See Mr. Waldeck in the end zone between the soccer nets by the scoreboard for your winnings. Your number again.
Whether you are buying, selling, renting,
blue ticket number 591645591.
Years down, and I've always found her to be the consummate real estate professional. On a personal level, Cheryl has handled 3 sales for us over the past 15 years or so, and has done an excellent job on each and every one of them. She communicates extremely well, and you never have to worry about where you're at in the sales process.
What I like about Cheryl is she's dependable, she's on time, she's flexible, and she works hard to get the job done. We had our sales very quickly through Cheryl Yates.
Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
Buying or selling real estate? Cater Law is the local choice for real estate closings. In fact, we were honored to be chosen as the best of the best real estate closing attorneys for 2022 by the Martinsburg Journal. With offices conveniently located on Foxcroft Avenue in Martinsburg and South George Street in Charlestown, Cater Law proudly serves the Eastern Panhandle. Whether on the court, field, or in the classroom, we wish all of our student athletes a safe and successful.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have over 350 new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Looking for better insurance coverage at a better rate, but you haven't been able to reach an actual person? Goosehead Insurance will help. Neil Powell is committed to helping you and the community get great coverage from a local agent who will answer your call. In Martinsburg, call Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance at 304-707-3549. He will customize a policy based on your needs. Call Neil Powell at Goosehead Insurance today, 304-707-3549.
Hi,
I'm Jeremy Adkins, Sales and Finance Director at Opequon Motors of Martinsburg. Join myself and Home Team Sports TV as we lead the charge into the 2024-2025 high school football season, presented by the all-new GMC Hummer EV.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by OnStar's high-speed 4G connection. Press the blue OnStar button to learn more.
Opequon Motors of Martinsburg, 838 East Moeller Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia, 25401, or visit us on the web at www.opequonmotors.com.
Here at the barn, we have been making dreams come true since 1972, where we help women feel their most beautiful for any occasion, from pageant, homecoming, and prom gowns, to walking down the aisle in the perfect wedding gown alongside their bridesmaid and their family. Stop by to meet your stylist today to find an affordable gown, and we do offer layaway.
Jawan is the ultimate hype guy. I love him. He's always positive. He's always pepping them up and firing them up.
Come Parker, work Parker, work Parker, work, 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 work.
And welcome back here, Home Team Sports TV. We are at Cougar Stadium tonight, where the Jefferson Cougars are losing this game 17-0 to the Morgantown Mohegans. Drew, we're going to go to you right away here with some out-of-town scores. What do you got for us?
Yeah, again, Huntington just scored again to make it 16-7 at the end of the second quarter. Martinsburg in big trouble. Loudon Valley also scored a touchdown to go to halftime, up 14-13 against Musselman. And then Hedgesville is down 21-0 against Washington in the end of the second quarter. JD?
Thank you, Drew. Appreciate that. And we will update you guys throughout the rest of the night. So Martinsburg kind of playing from behind again. You're seeing Washington putting it on Hedgesville. Kind of thought Washington would be a little better after last week's game, and they're coming out doing what they need to do against Hedgesville.
And we also have a Spring Mills and Wheeling Park update. It is 21-14 at halftime. Spring Mills is currently up, so we have another good ball game over there at Spring Mills.
Yeah, lots of good football being played tonight. Another good one there between Musselman and Loudon Valley. Valley's up 1 there on that game. So a lot of these games going to come down to who wants it there in the second half. And this game should be no different as the Cougars get the ball to start this second half. Drew, and let's go over kind of what we saw in the first half. I'll start with you with Morgantown.
Yeah, Morgantown, I mean, they just made big plays when they had to get him. Maddox Twig, we were very complimentary on his arm coming into this game. Well, his legs have really pivoted Morgantown to be in this 17-point lead right now. He's made huge plays on third down, had a big fourth down run that ended up in a touchdown. Those single plays are what caused Jefferson. I think, I was talking to you at halftime, I think Jefferson for about 80% of this game has played better than Morgantown, but Morgantown has made the plays when they mattered the most.
Yeah, I agree, Drew, 100%. They had that one big play right there before halftime, just a little bit of a defensive breakdown on Jefferson's part. But other than that, Jefferson has pretty much kept them, contained on those big plays that we saw last week to Cooper and Smalls on the outside. I think Smalls, neither one of them, I think maybe Smalls has one catch. I don't know if Cooper even has a catch. So the secondary linebackers as well have done a great job on the Cougars side. But again, Maddox Twig is basically the difference in this ball game. And then right there at the end, they got a late field goal, before the half. And so that brings it to 17-0. So then what do you think that the Cougars need to do? They get the ball coming out first this second half. What adjustments do you see that they might need to make to try to, put some points on the board here.
Well, offensively, I think they kind of found a rhythm there at that last drive. Obviously, they didn't get the intended outcome that they wanted, but they got comfortable. I thought Ledbetter did a great job of running the football. Tony Allen made a couple big plays. Rockwell jumping in there after Went down, and we'll see who comes out here in the second half. As we know, Went took a really big shot right there, so I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back this game, but also he is a competitor. He might come right back in there, but you got to be complimentary of the way Rockwell commanded the offense. They drove him all the way down to the one. Again, Jefferson still hasn't scored through 6 quarters this season. I know they're getting antsy to get on the board, JD.
Yeah, Drew, and, you can't be afraid to make changes when needed. Obviously, Ryan Went, it's unfortunate for him. He went down, but, the change to Rockwell kind of lifted the spirits up maybe a little bit, kind of gave the momentum to Jefferson a little there later in the second quarter. They had some momentum, put a good drive together all the way down to the 1, had first and goal, couldn't capitalize, really got to, come up with some points there, whether it be a touchdown or a field goal. Instead, they gave up 3 with less than a minute to go. So we'll see what adjustments they make. Like you said, Drew, is Went ready to go this second half. I thought Went before he actually went out. We see him right here. He looks really good coming out onto the field. Looks like he's going to warm up his arm, so maybe we'll look to see him getting back under center again. Rockwell did a very good job while his number was called, and that kind of gave the Cougars a little bit different look. Well, it really gave the Mohegans on defense a little bit different look, because Rockwell, they didn't know what to expect with Rockwell. They knew Rockwell can run a little bit more, didn't know how he could throw, but he showed them that he definitely has the arm enough to throw the ball down the field, as we saw him complete a few passes there towards the end.
And that was a great adjustment by Morgantown, though. You saw that they stacked the box. Once they got inside about the 10-yard line, Rockwell had that first down all the way down to the 1. They put every single person in the box, and right then and there, you have to identify. You have Tony Allen getting covered one-on-one. And we said before the game, you have to force the issue with him. I know he had a fumble early in the first quarter, but again, another game where he's not getting too many touches. You got to give him the ball if y'all want to put some points on the board.
Yeah, I think he might have touched the ball 3 times, 4 maximum. He's got to have 10 to 12 touches per half, in my opinion. Because you got to figure out of those 10 or 12 touches, you would hope that at least one of those he's going to break a long run, if not for a touchdown.
Yeah, for sure. And we also saw his speed. He chased down that for sure touchdown for Morgantown. Instead of being 21-0, only 17-0 coming here into the third quarter. So a huge drive for them. I think for Jefferson, though, again, they have to feed Tony Allen, but make sure you stick to your identity. They were really run the ball well with Ledbetter, and I think Keem Drake and Ledbetter both have a great chemistry right there. 2 different type of back styles. I think you've got to lean on that a little bit. You still have plenty of time, a whole 24 minutes left of football to play. Win this possession, put some points on the board, and trust your defense, who has been playing well other than 3 plays tonight.
Yeah, they've been playing really, really well. We thought they played pretty well last week. They've even stepped up even better this week against a tougher, more explosive Morgantown offense. And they've definitely limited those big plays for the Mohegans. Now they just need to, take their turn and get some big plays of their own, put some points on the board here to start the second half. So we'll see if Ryan Went comes out under center, see if they maybe leave Ledbetter in at running back. They move to Hakeem Drake to the slot receiver position, made a catch and a nice play for a first down. So they've got some options. When they're forced to kind of move guys around, sometimes that's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, their skill players are absolutely talented. Like you said, they compete with anybody in the state in terms of skill-wise. Obviously, they have some issues with the offensive line right now because of health and injury concerns. But I'm telling you that this Jefferson team has the capability to put a lot of points on the board. And it's just still so weird to me to think that the best part of Jefferson right now is their defense. Imagine if this defense came to play last year with the offensive ability they had with Herrick. And I think that's what a lot of people took Dylan Herrick for granted and thought, hey, it's a plug-and-play system. He did a lot of things for that Cougar offense last year that they're still searching to find.
So Clifton Shreves on to kick it away here for the Mohegans to start this second half as number 4 Jackson Rockwell and number 2 Tony Allen Jr. are back deep for the Cougars. And another deep kick to Rockwell. He takes it about the 8-yard line. Going to flip it to Tony Allen. Tony Allen's got a little room to the near side, makes a move, but good pursuit there on the coverage as number 16 Brendan McCutcheon makes the tackle, because it looked initially like Tony had some room, but that closed quickly, and we kind of saw that little pitch back, attempted pitch back earlier. We knew they were going to come back to that sometime, Drew.
Yeah, I think that was just a little bit of timing issue right there, too. I think if Rockwell hands that about a second earlier and he can allow Tony to build some speed to get to that edge, that would allow McCutcheon to really come to a good angle and cut him off. Now here Jefferson is at the 27-yard line, ready to try to put some points on the board.
So Ryan Went is back out there under center for the Cougars. Ledbetter does remain at running back as Allen here, single receiver to the near side. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. That's Frank Turk, Carson Olerking. And then he gets the ball to Allen. Nice ball. First down to start this drive for the Cougars out to the 42-yard line. Nice pass and a good catch there by Allen as he's able to haul that in for about a 13-yard gain. Or excuse me, that was a 23-yard gain.
Now about 16 because it was at the 27-yard line at 43 now.
That's right.
You had my brain confused there a little bit, too. I was trying to count the numbers, JD, but another great play there from Tony Allen.
Went back to throw again, looking for Allen on the hitch pass. Allen makes the catch, pushed out of bounds. He's going to gain 5 on first down, and here we go again, Drew. Off to a nice start, getting Ryan Wynn into a good rhythm, finding Tony Allen. Already has two touches in the first 2 plays of the second half. That's what the Cougars need to do.
Yeah, he's identified as a cover one. Look, you have one safety over the top of all 4 of your receivers, and again, he's making the right read. And we said at the beginning, you got to feed Tony Allen in 2 plays, two big yards, 15 yards right here. We'll see what happens.
So now they bring out the linebacker, Brooks King, head up on him with a safety behind, or the corner behind, which is Carter Cooper. Single running back in the backfield. And Wynn will step up. He's close to the line of scrimmage. They do throw the flag. I don't agree with that. The rule is your whole body has to be across the line, and I'm right here, and his body was not. His arm was, but his body was not past the line of scrimmage, and I believe it's the same rule in high school as it is college and pro.
No, that is the same rule, and there was a little bit of contact down here on that throw as well, and I didn't see anything. It was definitely contact made before the ball made contact with the receiver. So,
and they're calling.
Yep, they're calling.
No, they're calling offsides on the Cougars. So it looks like maybe one of their offensive linemen lined up. So they didn't call Went for, being past the line of scrimmage there because, his body wasn't completely past the line.
Yeah, right there, I think he should have pulled that down and ran it, though. He had another 4 or 5 yards at least and could have made it a really third and manageable. Here we go. Again, another penalty. Really shoot yourself in the foot, 2nd and long.
But you see what those 2 passes to Allen did on the outside, kind of opened the middle of the field up. And now that gives Ryan Went some time to step up and run, kind of like Twig has. So Went's going to roll out here to the near side. He's got Allen. Nice ball to Rockwell. He's going to pick up that first down and move the chains. So not a couple nice throws here to start this second half by Ryan Went. And now they're on the move, Drew.
Yeah, we saw even before he got hurt there in that first half, he made a couple really good plays before he went down, and he's picking right up where he left off. He's starting to figure it out. Went is really starting to understand where to go with this offense.
Well, they didn't give him the first down. It looked like he had enough, but it looked like tough spot for the Cougars. It's going to bring up 3rd and a yard. And I would not be surprised if they try to keep the offense on the field, even if they have a 4th down situation here. It looks like 2 receivers to each side. Ledbetter still in the backfield. Not going to give it to Ledbetter. They're going to take a shot. He's got Jackson Rockwell. Rockwell makes the catch down to the 21-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 22. So another great football by Ryan Went, and that kid is in a rhythm now.
Yeah, he put that only where Rockwell can get it. And again, we saw Rockwell doing great things at the quarterback position, but you see his true position as a wide receiver going up to make plays. That was a great connection there by them too.
And what you see the Cougars doing is they said, look, we're coming out in the second half and we're throwing the football. We don't care what defense you're in. We're going to get our playmakers the ball, and that's exactly what they've done, Drew, and they look the best they have so far this game.
Yeah, these last 2 drives, if they're starting to put it together, now they just got to find that end zone.
So Went back to throw again. Going to go to Rockwell. Got Rockwell again. Steps out of bounds. Another gain of 6, maybe 7. They're going to mark him around the 16-yard line. So a nice gain there on first down to bring up 2nd and 4 for the Cougars.
Again, what's that, 5 straight completions for Went?
And not one run yet. So Wentz come out here in this second half after sitting out a majority of that second quarter. So single receiver here is Rockwell. Allen, Oler King, and Frank Turk. Going to hand it to Ledbetter straight up the middle. There goes Trayvon Ledbetter. Spins his way down to around the 4-yard line as he busts up through the middle. Huge hole there by that offensive line of the Cougars. And now they're first and goal now from the 4. So here we go, another first and goal situation inside the 5, Drew.
Yeah,
we'll see what they dial up.
Yeah, Kelton Blunt, he's made 2 big touchdown-saving tackles for the Mohegans. Let's see if that pays off again for them, if they can get another stop. Jefferson still has to find this end zone.
Yeah, they do. That doesn't mean anything. They had all that momentum there in the late in the second quarter, couldn't punch it in. But the Cougars have found something now on offense that they like. They just got to capitalize and finish it off with a touchdown right here. Man in motion is Benner. Handoff. Fake handoff. Wentz going to pull it. He's looking for a man into the back of the end zone. He throws it away. Good decision by Wentz as he was under heavy pressure. Ball was intended there for Takeem Drake, so to bring up second and goal from the 4. And I don't mind that play. It was a good idea. They wanted to throw the ball. The run didn't work the last time they were down here. But good coverage, good pressure there by the Mohegans. And Wentz made a smart decision, just throwing it away.
Yeah, again, you don't want to have incompletions out there, but that's probably the best incompletion you can have. He could have took about a 12-yard loss right there with the sack, but just got the ball out of his hands and even gave his receiver an opportunity to go get it. Great play by Ryan Went, and see how he completes this drive.
Benner in motion again. Handoff goes to Ledbetter out to the right side, pushing his way down to the 2. Maybe at the 1. They might mark him at the 1-yard line. So it's going to bring up third and goal from the 1. And here we go again. They need 1 yard. 2 plays to get 1 yard.
And again, this is where I want to line up underneath center, JD. I'm trying to get underneath that center's butt, and I'm trying to go right through the defense's face. When you're back 5 yards, it's already put you at a little bit of disadvantage.
So now here we go. We got Leland Benner lined up right behind Went, 225-pound up back fullback, and there goes Benner pushing his way down close to the goal line. He's not in. Looked like he just got back to the line of scrimmage. So another 4th and goal from maybe the half-yard line. They're gonna go tempo here, try to catch the Mohegans off guard. Snap goes to Benner again. He's in for the Cougar touchdown. Leland Benner puts the Cougars on the board. Jefferson with its best drive of the game and of the season, and Ryan Went is pumped, and so is this Cougar crowd, Drew.
Yeah, for sure. And again, that was a really close to being a fumble right there. I thought the ball came out right before he crossed the plane, but the official saw it different. Cougars get on the board for the first time in 2025, and we see the talent. They can do this consistently as long as they find this rhythm. They got in these last 2 possessions, JD.
So Rocco Marty on to kick the extra point here for the Cougars as Benner will spot the ball. Good snap, hold. The kick is up, and it is good. And with 7:54 left to go, the Cougars are on the board. It's 17-7, Morgantown, and we're going to stay right here. And we're going to thank a few more of our sponsors while we can. And we have a minute here. We like to thank Shelton's Tree Service, State Farm Insurance, call Jared Ferguson, Smith Nadenbush Insurance, call Elizabeth Bradley, Catro Law, Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance, Opequon Motors, call Jeremy Atkins, R&L Landscapes, Ameritech Tire and Auto, The Barn Bridal and Formal Wear, Mountain State Basketball Academy, Cheryl Yates of ERA Liberty Realty, Benchwarmers Sports Bar and Grill, Big Mike's Grillin', Cookies and Milk Daycare, Pearson Smith Realty, call Sean Smith, ATCW Wrestling, Enclosures Unlimited Glass Company. We also have Trophies Plus Customs Apparel, Everhart Counseling Associates, the Kershiznik Group, and Shenandoah Heating and Air. And a quick update for scores, Drew, what do you got for us?
Yeah, Huntington just put another touchdown on the board. They're up 22-7 still in the second quarter. Loudon Valley again up 14-13, and then Washington put another 3 on the board against Hedgesville. They're up 24-0. JD?
All right, now we got the crowd in it. They're getting a little rowdy as the Cougars put one on the board. Rocco Marty going to kick one away. It's a little windy kick taken there by number 15, Isaiah Thompson, who brings it out to the 37-yard line. And that's where the Mohegans will take over here this first possession of the second half. And it looks like he might have a cramp or something here. I'm sorry, that was number 5, Zayden Lockett.
The humidity out here is crazy, though, JD. If there was a nice little breeze going, it'd be rough out here.
That breeze feels good up here in this press box. It's always very humid up here, so we enjoy that breeze when we can get it. So there's a man down. And I believe that's Lockett, and he's going to be helped up. Yeah, it looks like it to be probably just a cramp in his calf. Hopefully for him, that's all it is.
Yeah, you saw him stand up and immediately fell to the ground. It reminded me of SpongeBob used to get those cramps, and they just put you right down. Whew.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 37 of the Mohegans. Thompson in the backfield with Twig. Single receiver here is Jaden Smalls. Man in motion. Goes Cooper, fake to Cooper. Up the middle is Thompson. He's going to pick up a couple, but good defense there by the Cougars, as he'll pick up 2 yards out to the 39-yard line to bring up 2nd and 8.
And that was just a great job there by Jefferson with containment right there, and you still filled the gaps right there, so there was just nowhere for Morgantown to go. They read that fake jet sweep action perfectly. Great job by the Cougars, 2nd and 8.
Owen Young here to the near side, and the slot is Jaden Smalls, single receiver, top of their screen. Cooper. He's swinging out to Cooper. He can't hang on to it, but the Cougars had that one snuffed out pretty good as Jackson Rockwell was really ready to come up and lay a hit on Cooper. I think he peeked out of the corner of his eye, saw Rockwell coming up. Couldn't make that catch. That'll bring up a big 3rd down here for the Mohegans as it's 3rd and 8.
Yeah, the theme of the night's been Jefferson's winning 1st and 2nd down. 3rd and 4th down has belonged to Morgantown. See if Jefferson flip the script.
Cooper in motion. Twig will take it up the middle. Still pushing hard, but Cougars stack him up there around the 43-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down for Morgantown. Let's see what they decide to do. They are going to punt it away. Probably a good decision, as the Cougars now have a lot of momentum swinging back in their favor. Still way too early in the game to maybe go for it here on your own 43. So Allen's back to field the punt. It's going to be Maddox Twig punting it away for the Mohegans.
But Jefferson has to be careful right here. I'm keeping an eye on Twig. We've seen what he can do. It's 4th and 5. He doesn't need a lot.
Oh, bad snap. It goes behind Twig's head. He's got to run back to get it. Here comes Andy Roberts. He does get the kick away, but not a great kick. And that's going to bounce out there around the 43, right at the line of scrimmage. So the Cougars are going to take over with great field position on a muffed snap there by the Mohegans. And this is exactly what the Cougars need, kind of build up on that momentum, continue this offensive drive here, and let's see what they can do. It's their second possession of the second half.
Yeah, 6:22 left to go in this third quarter. JD, still plenty of time. Get right back into the same stuff that was working for you in that last possession. Quick throws, getting it out of your quarterback's hands and keeping them comfortable, JD.
So jogs out onto the field. Got the play from Coach Hunter. Rockwell's a single receiver to the near side. Benner still the up back. With Trayvon Ledbetter right behind Went to his right. The man in motion is Tony Allen. Fake to Tony. Ledbetter nowhere. Loses 2 yards. I'd like the play to fake Tony, but nothing was happening there. There's a big stop there by Travis, I think, for the Mohegans.
No, that was Zavon Shipman.
Zavon Shipman, yeah.
Coach Biser, 300-pounder, man.
Yeah,
he's huge.
Coach Biser talked about him in the Chalk Talk this week, said he's going to be our difference maker on defense, and he definitely was a big difference maker on that play for Morgantown. So the Cougars will lose a couple, back to the 45-yard line. 3 receivers here to the near side as you got Rockwell, Allen, and Oler King. Ledbetter to the right. Went back to throw. He goes to the near side, nowhere to go. He throws it. Looks like him and Takeem Drake just were not on the same page. Drake went deep and went out to the flat. The ball just sailed out of bounds. So another big 3rd down and 12 for the Cougars.
Yeah, we see that. I think Went thought that was going to be an 8-yard out, and it looked like Drake thought that was going to be a fake out and run up the field right there. Honestly, Drake kind of ran a good route right there. He had nobody over top of him. They might go look for that again.
Well, what I like in that play is the DB came up awful early, so you give him a little pump action right there, let him bite on that little fake, and then you got Takeem Drake down the sideline with nobody over there. So 3rd and 12, 3 receivers to the near side. Wentz going to roll out here. He's under heavy pressure. He's got to just sling it. It's going to be picked off. And the receivers weren't looking. And they're down Carter Cooper inside the 30 or 45-yard line. So Tony Allen gets up a little gingerly, but there's the mistake. We just didn't, neither receiver, he had 2 receivers close to the same area. Neither receiver turned around to look for the ball. And you got to know as a receiver, if the pressure's coming, Went was able to get rid of it before the pressure got to him. No one to throw to. The receivers got to be a little bit more mindful and turn around and look for that football.
Yeah, and it's just like basketball, JD. You got to have correct spacing, which there was no spacing right there, and you got to come back to the football. Everybody stay there and watch. You saw Morgantown attack the football. They got the interception. Now they're back in Jefferson territory.
2 receivers to the far side. Twig back to throw. He's going deep. First time in the game. He's got his man, Owen Young, wide open right there. Jaheim Gidney, first time we've called his name, makes the touchdown-saving tackle, but not until another 40-yard gain down to the Cougars' 5. And that's the first play that we've seen Twig go past 20 yards on a throw.
And that was a dot right there. You saw it put it right there where he can get it and make a couple extra yards right there. And we'll see Jefferson. Their strength this year has been their goal line defense. They get another stop right there, keep within 2 possessions. It'll be a huge series for them.
Little triple I formation again. Handoff goes to Isaiah Thompson. Stuffed up there, got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it for Thompson. It's going to be 2nd and goal, led by Andy Roberts and number 15 there, Alvar Ham.
Staying in that triple I formation. They really love this set right here in goal-to-go situations. And
next going to be a good push, and it looks like they're down. Quick snap there on the play, and they're down to the 1-yard line. So 3rd and goal from the 1. And it just seems like Morgantown knows exactly what they want to do in every down and distance situation, and they don't waste any time. Twig under center. He punches it across for the Morgantown touchdown. And that puts them up 23-7 with the extra point upcoming. So they get that score right back, Drew. They didn't waste any time off the turnover from the Cougars. And that's what they did right there at the end of the first half. A turnover on downs. They get right to it, come back, get this big yards, 2 big gains, like the first half, and they were able to punch it in for the score.
Yeah, lost all momentum right there again, but still a lot of time left to go in this game.
The kick is up, and it's good. So with 4:09 left to go here in this 3rd quarter, it's the Mohegans 24 and the Cougars 7. And we're going to take a commercial break and be right back. You're watching Home Team Sports TV. And we are back here at Home Team Sports TV. J.D. Fritz along with Drew Pitzer. 4:09 left to go here in this 3rd quarter. We just watched Morgantown put a nice little drive together with a short field and a long pass from Twig to Owen Young, and they were able to punch it across on a Maddox Twig keeper for a yard. That puts them up 24-7.
You got a flag.
We're going to wait to see what the flag. It might be a sideline warning, possibly. No, I don't know. No, it looks like it's going to be a little offside or a false start. Oh, a delay of game. Okay. So that'll back them up 5. Number 4, Rockwell, and number 2, Allen Jr. back to receive the kick here for the Cougars.
And they're completely going away from Tony Allen. You know this ball is going to Rockwell, and they try to force feed it to Tony Allen last time. Maybe Rockwell tries to go up there and maybe get him good field position about the 40-yard line. I think that's a win for the Cougars.
And a little squiver, bounces. Going to be Andy Roberts just going to fall on it at the 40. So smart play there by Roberts as the Cougars will take over 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. So we'll see if they can kind of get back into this rhythm, Drew. Kind of forget about, Wynn's got to forget about that touchdown or that interception and get back to what he was doing the previous possession, and that's throwing dots and throwing first downs and getting the ball to the playmakers.
Yeah, as a quarterback, you got to be next play mentality. Obviously, he made a bunch of good plays, but that one play right there was a huge mistake. But if he can get over it, get back into that rhythm, there's still a lot of ball game left to go here, JD.
So 2 receivers to each side. Went back to throw. He's going to step up. He's going deep, looking for Rockwell. He's picked off again as he throws into double coverage. Picked off by the quarterback, Maddox Twig. So another crucial interception by Went as they took the deep shot like I've been talking about all week long, Drew, but they're not taking it to Tony. They took it to Rockwell, and he threw into double coverage. So I like him to throw the ball to Allen. You know, Rockwell had a step on the initial corner, but then the safety, Twig, came over the top and was able to make a good play on the ball.
Yeah, Twig actually was shaping to the other sideline, and then he saw that ball go up in the air. He really started tracking that ball down, did a great job. It was a little QB on QB action right there, and Twig won the battle. Here they are, 24-7, ball in their hands, 4 minutes left to go. We'll see if they start getting the clock mode.
So ball on the 20-yard line. Handoff goes to Isaiah Thompson. He gets about 5, maybe 6 on first down. That'll bring up 2nd and 4. Ball is out to the 26-yard line.
Second down.
Well, the Cougars' defense is going to start getting a little tired now. They spent a good portion of the first half on the field, and already the last couple possessions have been on the field quite a bit too.
And we want to apologize. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties with our scoreboard and overlay. Trying to work on getting that fixed as soon as possible. Again, 24-7, 3:24 left to go in the third quarter. Morgantown is leading.
So another first down by the Mohegans out to the 32. That'll move the chains. So the Mohegans are going to just try to put some, put some runs together here and go work on their ground game. They haven't really went to the air a lot as we've seen Twig run the ball. Thompson has a lot of carries. As Carter Cooper will go in motion. He looks Carter Cooper's way. Bounces it outside. Twig's got a little room. He's going to pick up another Mohegan first down. So, once again, now the Mohegans found a little bit of rhythm on the ground, and they've been moving the chains on back-to-back plays there, Drew.
And you see having a few of your interior linemen hurt from last week and the type of pressure that they were generating last week and winning the line of scrimmage. You see Morgantown behind them big fellas are really starting to get these Cougars tired and they're fatigued. That's why they're getting about 4 or 5 yards a pop. Jefferson has to find another level. They got to get the ball back. They can't give up another first down, really.
Yeah, and they need to try to force a turnover here. Jefferson has turned the ball over 3 different times in the game, and that's not a combination, a winning combination at all. They need to force some turnovers as Thompson will take the handoff up the middle, and he picks up another 6, maybe 7 yards out to the 50-yard line, so to bring up 2nd and 3. So a good game by Isaiah Thompson there on first down.
Yes, 2 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. And, again, you see Morgantown, they're content with just running the football. They have a 3-possession lead. They're going to try to drain this clock as much as they can.
Yeah, smart decision by Coach Biser, running some time, still picking up first downs as Thompson takes the handoff, makes a cut up the middle, and he's going to have enough for the first down to the Cougar 45-yard line. So once again, picking up first downs pretty much on second down, and that's a good combination for the Mohegans. You get in 2 plays, first down, good drive put together from Morgantown. And if you're the Cougars, you got to wonder where, your stops are going to come from as this defensive line starts to get a little fatigued as we start getting into the later part of this game. Fake goes to Cooper. Straight up the middle, there goes Twig. He's down inside the 20. Tony's not going to get him, and he's going to score once again for the Mohegans. As Maddox Twig takes it 45 yards to pay dirt, and that extends Morgantown's lead to 27-7.
This kid is special, JD. 2 rushing touchdowns on the night. Has a couple, had a really nice ball on that last possession. Pushed this lead out to about 23-24. Going to make it really difficult for Jefferson to come back. There's just not a lot of clock, but still enough clock where it's still plausible.
So Shreves on to attempt the extra point. The snap and the hold is good, and the kick is good. So with 1:13 left to go here in this third quarter, we're going to take a quick commercial break. The score is 31-7 in favor of Morgantown. We're going to be right back and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
Wait, did you really let Travis out on calls again?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Contact Shenandoah Air Conditioning and Heating and get 0% financing for up to 60 months on new installs of select Mitsubishi electric systems.
Winter is coming.
The Eastern Panhandle is home to teachers and healthcare workers, farmers and fishermen, servicemen and women, golfers, bicyclists, and people who love the outdoors. Where we call home isn't any one thing, so we're not.
And we're back here, Home Team Sports. J.D. Fritz along with Drew Pitzer. We just watched Morgantown put another one on the board as Maddox Twig scampered 45 yards for the score. As Rockwell take this kickoff straight up the middle, bounces it out here to the near side. He's going to be tackled there at the 29. So Drew, if you're the Cougars, what are you doing here? Are you trying to work your way back into this game, or are you just going to try to run the plays that you know are going to be successful so you can try to prepare more for next week? I mean, there's still a whole quarter left to play, but they've definitely dug themselves a pretty good hole to work out of.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. I know the way I played is I never played to lose. If there's time on the clock, there's at least an avenue for some way to win the game. But, the cards are against them right now. They have to score. They got to score quick. But still, working your stuff, get some chemistry. It's week 2 of the season. You have to take this game by game.
Right. So Wentz going to fake there. He's nowhere to go. Wentz looking for a receiver. He just throws it overhead at Rockwell. Smart play as he's pushed to the turf again. He's slow to get up. Still hasn't called a flag. I'm surprised they haven't really done the officials the last couple weeks. We watched a couple plays on the broadcast back where Ryan Went really took a couple shots, and so far they haven't called any personal fouls on the defense, so they're really letting them unload a little bit more than I would have expected on the quarterbacks.
Yeah, in comparison to last week, we saw a lot of laundry on the field. I think there's only been, outside of that penalty on the kickoff, I think 3 total penalties this whole game.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good penalty-free game for the most part. As Wentz going to be back to throw again. He's looking for Rockwell on a deep ball. A little bit overthrown and well covered there by number 13, Jaden Smalls. So kind of surprised that they've gone back to Rockwell so much, and they basically have not gone Tony Allen's way since probably sometime late in that first half, Drew.
And it's easier said than done. We're saying, give the ball to Tony, give the ball to Tony. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you're down 24 points. You got to just throw up. I would rather take a chance with him. And no disrespect to Rockwell. Rockwell's a tremendous player. We saw what he did at the quarterback position, filling in for Went. And he made a couple great grabs out here. But still, Tony Allen is your number 1 guy. You have to find a way to get him the ball. And still, Jefferson's struggling to do that.
Yes, they are, Drew, and as Tony comes over here to the near side with Rockwell, short side of the field. I like to see Tony playing on the far, the wide side. As the ball goes to Ledbetter out of the backfield. Nice catch by Ledbetter. He's close to a first down. Might be a couple yards short. As it's going to bring up fourth down. So 4th and 2. Big decision here for the Cougars. And with 1 quarter left to play, you're down 4 scores. I don't think you are going to punt in this situation. So 4th and a long 2 for the Cougars.
And Jefferson sure does take a long time. I mean, that clock is always down to about 5 or 6 by the time they snap it. You don't have time to waste right now. You're at 25 seconds left to go. Pretty much a last opportunity right here for them to score. But, JD, I know you got some sponsorships and stuff that you wanted to go over, so whenever you're ready, my friend.
Yeah, we'd like to thank our sponsors once again. We have Shelton Tree Services, State Farm Insurance, call Jared Ferguson, Smith Nadenbush Insurance, call Elizabeth Bradley, Cato Law, Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance, Opequon Motors, called Jeremy Atkins, R&L Landscapes, Ameritech Tire and Auto, The Barn Bridal and Formal Wear, Mountain State Basketball Academy, Cheryl Yates of ERA Liberty Realty, Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill, Big Mike's Grillin', Cookies and Milk Daycare, Pearson Smith Realty, call Sean Smith, ATCW Wrestling, Trophies Plus Customs Apparel, Everhart Counseling Associates, the Karshiznik Group, and Shenandoah Heating and Air. If you are interested in sponsoring or advertising with us, please send us a message on Home Team Sports Facebook page. Drew, do you have any updates on our out-of-town scores?
Yeah, but Spring Mills just put another touchdown on the board. It's now 28-21 going into the 4th quarter. Musselman converted an extra point, and it's now 21-21 at the end of the 3rd quarter. And we have Huntington still up 22-7 against Martinsburg at halftime. JD?
All right, big fourth down here for the Cougars. Wentz looking into the flat. He's got Rockwell for the first down. So a nice, just easy pitch and catch. Quick hitch there by Rockwell, like we saw earlier in the first half with Tony. And those are just the kind of plays I feel like you need on 1st and 2nd down. Your 1st and 2nd down efficiency has been not good, to say the least, here, especially in this 2nd half. You've got to get positive yards on a 1st and 2nd down and not leave yourself with these 3rd and 4th down situations.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm also a little confused, again, with the urgency. The clock just continues to tick. You know, you have 15 seconds left, and there's still no play call. He doesn't give your team any time to look at what's going on, especially doesn't allow Went to progress the defense. So it's whenever you let the clock tick down like this, it's just it's a recipe for disaster, in my opinion.
Ledbetter will take the handoff. Nothing much there, as he might pick up a yard on the play. I mean, you're down 4 scores, and now we're going to head into the 4th quarter. I like this is, if you have a long shot of getting back into this game, I like the pass. Get Wentz some reps there at quarterback. Get your receivers and your quarterback on the same page with a few passes down the field. But that's going to do it for the 4th quarter as Morgantown holds a 31-7 lead over the Jefferson Cougars. We're going to take a commercial break here. A word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
We have 2 locations conveniently located in Kearneysville and Martinsburg. Our mission is to be the leading provider of higher quality care and education services for children ages 6 months to 12 years of age. We provide the highest quality child care available at an affordable cost. For more information, contact us at 304-901-2961.
Hey, I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Braden, and we are Brothers Bin Blasting, your bin blasting all-stars.
A unique sanitizing service begins right after your local trash collection. With a scheduled pickup time and location, we arrive promptly to clean your bins on the spot.
Our advanced 360-degree cleaning heads and pressurized water heated to over 200 degrees ensures...
And we're back here at Home Team Sports. J.D. Fritz along with Drew Pitzer. Starting the 4th quarter, 31-7 Morgantown as Jefferson has a 2nd and 9.
And tempo is the name of the game right now. I think you should have multiple calls, draw it up right now, and you try to save as many seconds as possible because every play matters.
Wentz swings it out here to Allen, and that ball just sails down into the dirt. So a little quick throw, maybe a little too premature there on Wentz's part. Didn't step into it very well. So that'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Cougars. But I like the idea. Get the ball out quick to Allen.
He just had to. He would have been one-on-one with him and Cooper again, and that's been a matchup we've been seeing all night. And I like Tony's chances against that. You have one-on-one against somebody who's more athletic and faster. You got to find an opportunity to get him the ball again. Just a little mishap right there. Still 11:57 left to go in this ball game.
And 3 receivers here to the near side. Much better in the backfield with Wentz. Wentz going to be back to throw. Goes across the middle, in and out of the hands of Rockwell. Great ball there on the slant by Wentz, but Rockwell just can't hang on to it, Drew, but you got to make that catch.
Yeah, 4th down right here. You're going for it. But, again, that was a great delivery right there from Wentz. It hit Rockwell in the hands. My pops used to say if you touch it, you catch it. And Rockwell, again, probably one of the best hands in the state, just slipped right through his fingertips. Jefferson kind of down on their last pitch right here.
Yeah, if you're Ryan Wentz, you want that one, back for Rockwell, because he definitely delivered a nice ball across the middle. Only Rockwell could have gotten. So 4th and 9. Ball is on their own 46-yard line. And 3 receivers to the near side. Wentz going to roll out here to the near side, out to the flat. Carson Orlinger, he's laid out there by Carter Cooper. So what a play by Cooper. He had a big hit last week, and now another one this week to stop the Cougars on 4th down. The ball go back over to the Mohegans.
And see, with that play right there, I understand trying to get Went out of the pocket right there, but you at least got to get to the sticks. In my opinion, you got to at least give your receiver opportunity to make a play. You're about 7-8 yards short of the sticks, hoping he breaks a tackle. That's just, again, another recipe for disaster. Morgantown takes over on downs.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You got to throw past the sticks. Whether that was the play call or not, I don't know. 1st and 10, ball goes to Isaiah Thompson. Not a lot there, as it does pick up 3 yards down to the Cougars' 47. So we're going to see a lot of ground and pound now, from Morgantown, as they hold a substantial lead here in the 4th quarter. There's no reason to rush, run that play clock down as far as you can.
Still only a 3-possession game, though, JD, with 3 2-point conversions. It's plausible. If I'm Jefferson, I'm still fighting.
Isaiah Thompson cuts it up the middle, down to the 45. 3rd and 5 now. It looks like they're going to hurry up a little bit, trying to catch that Cougars defense off guard. So a little bunch formation, 4 receivers to the far side. Swings it out to Cooper. It's played well there. The tackle's not made. And there goes Cooper. We see that 4.5 speed. Carter Cooper as he takes it 45 yards to the house.
In Morgantown, they're legit, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is coming into the year. I had them as a top 5 team. I think I'm even more impressed. Maddox Twig, if the game ended right now, would be the clear player of the game. That was a great change of pace. They played tempo extremely well. The Morgantown Mohegans are championship contenders, at least in my mind, JD.
Yeah, they've definitely stepped up with Martinsburg having their struggles and Huntington winning so far tonight. You got to put Morgantown right up in that conversation with those top 2 teams for sure.
Yeah, you look at Spring Mills and Wheeling Park and their battle, and both those teams I consider top 5 teams as well.
No snappy, gets it down. The kick is up, and it's good. With 10:45 left to go, the Morgantown Mohegans extend their lead 38-7 over the Cougars. And we're going to take a quick commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
And we are Brothers Bin Blasting, your bin blasting all-stars. A unique sanitizing service begins right after your local trash collection. With a scheduled pickup time and location, we arrive promptly to clean your bins on the spot. Our advanced 360-degree cleaning heads and pressurized water heated to over 200 degrees ensures a powerful blast blasting away 99% of all germs and bacteria. Visit our website at brosbinblasting.com and use code GETBLASTED to receive 50% off your first cleaning.
Transform your yard with custom.
We are back here, Home Team Sports TV. JD Fritz, along with Drew Pitzer, my broadcast partner. And Drew, you got to give Morgantown credit. They went hurry up right there the play before. They lined up, snapped the ball quick, threw it out to Cooper Carter, and Jefferson just wasn't ready for that 4-receiver bunch formation. Carper was able to slip a tackle right there. Down the sideline he went. And here's a pooch kick, called for a fair catch, and that's going to be a flag. Morgantown didn't allow ISK the opportunity to receive that kick. Little bump there. So a penalty here
And I believe it's at the spot of where the catch was supposed to be at, so it should be about the 48, 49-yard line. And then they'll give them 15 from there.
Here's the fair catch interference.
But again, we talk about this Morgantown, and we talk about Jefferson. Jefferson playing two of the top 5 teams in the state to open up, and another slow start from Jefferson, the same start they had last year, where they started out the season 1-3 and find their stride. There is some positives to take from this game, offensively especially. When they get healthy again in the defensive front four, I think that will change how Jefferson looks at stopping the run, because we've seen Morgantown has really made them pay tonight compared to how they played last week against Spring Mills, and it really allowed this Jefferson team to stay in the game. So now it's about putting together a complete team effort, allowing the best part of your offense, and keeping your defense upbeat, keeping that confidence, not putting them in bad situations as well. If Jefferson can figure out to do it, they have the talent to be a very good team, JD.
Yeah, they do, and we just got another flag thrown, it looked like, on the field. We'll see what this flag is. I don't know if it's going to be a personal foul against Morgantown. I'm not sure. Officials are talking about it here. They marked off the penalty on the kick. And it's going to be, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Mohegan. So Jefferson will get another 15 yards marked off here, Drew. And even though the game's kind of gotten a little bit out of hand, if you're Morgantown, you still want to keep your composure. Being down 4 scores here might seem insurmountable for Jefferson, but, they can put some points up quick between Allen and Rockwell. So you don't want to give them this short field with the ball on the Mohegan's 32-yard line.
And I think at this point, this is where you try different things. You try to see, okay, maybe this will work for us. You give different looks. But again, Jefferson is really predictable this year on the offensive side of the ball. You know what's going to happen, and when going gets tough, they will try to force feed Tony Allen, just usually in the worst type of conditions.
So went back to throw. He's got Rockwell. Rockwell once again can't make the catch. Wint was under heavy pressure, delivered a nice ball, but Rockwell, I think he saw some footsteps. The ball bobbled and fell incomplete. So there's 2 catches that Rockwell I know would love to have back.
And this might be it almost looked like he was going to lateral the ball off again right there when he caught it. I don't know if it was going to be a hook and ladder type play, but it looked like it was going to be a hook and ladder. So, again, another drop there from Rockwell, not very typical. Jefferson going through the growing pains again. We talked about Dylan Herrick earlier in this cast and how he kind of manned that offense and really gave him foundation. They're still looking for that here. And Wentz showed flashes tonight where he's been excellent. He's just still had to find that consistency. If he does, this Jefferson team will be very dangerous.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that Wentz much better than he was last week. Well, the protection's also been better. Allen with the handoff, makes a cut back. Nice gain off second down as Allen takes it inside the 15 to about the 14. So a first down for Tony Allen. And you just see that change of direction and the burst when Allen gets the ball. Ledbetter definitely had a little bigger of a step than even what Takeem Drake is, but you see just how dangerous Allen could be when he gets his hands on it.
Yeah, and Kelton Blunt has done a great job in open field tackle tonight. Saved 3 touchdowns. He's been incredible there, kind of at the free safety position.
Handoff once again goes to Allen. He's going to try to bounce it outside. Good pursuit by the Mohegans. A little stiff arm by Allen. He might pick up a yard. It looked like he got 2 or 3, but it looks like they're going to mark him that he stepped out of bounds. So maybe he just got back to the line of scrimmage on that one. It looked like he at least got a yard or 2, but the officials say differently. So 10:08 left here to play. 38-7, Morgantown. Jefferson kind of knocking on the door here in the red zone. Ball is on the 14-yard line. And with 9 seconds left to go, the Cougars are going to be forced to burn another timeout. And, Drew, we're going to go to the out-of-town scoreboard. And do you have some updates on any scores for us?
Yeah, Loudon Valley just scored another touchdown. It's out 28-28, getting late there in the fourth quarter. Hedgesville also scored another touchdown, just getting into the fourth quarter, down by 16, 30-14. It looks like Spring Mills is playing against Wheeling Park. It's 28-27. It looks like Wheeling Park just missed an extra point. And then there is no update with Martinsburg and Huntington. It still shows in the second quarter, Huntington winning 22-7.
Yeah, Spring Mills playing right with Wheeling. I had Wheeling winning that one.
Yeah, you did.
In a close one. But Spring Mills showing improvement from week 1. Because I believe, are they playing away at Wheeling Park?
No, I believe it's at home, yep.
So being 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. Ball is on the 14. Timeout there by Coach Hunter and the Cougars as the play clock was starting to run down. And we've talked about that a lot tonight, Drew, as we've seen the Cougars always seem to run that play clock down to 2, 3, 2, or even 1 second. And it just seems like that's kind of the pattern that they've been in here lately.
And again, that's what leads to false starts, or at least the delay of games. It gets you penalties. If you are in control of the clock, like how Morgantown has been all evening, you will never have to deal with those type of issues.
So Jakeem Drake in the backfield. They're going to swing it out in the flat. They got Drake. Does Drake make a move? He does. Makes a Carter Cooper miss inside the 5. They're going to call a personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. Don't know if that's a good call or not. It looked like.
Yeah, he was about 2 yards out of bounds. Drake gets some push-ups afterwards. I think
if he'd have let him go, he'd have been okay, but he continued with the tackle. Tackled Drake at least a good 3, maybe even 4 yards out of bounds. So it's only going to be half the distance. So they'll have a 1st and goal from the 3. It'd definitely be a victory, for the Cougars if they could punch another one in here. I mean, they got plenty of time still, to put a few more touchdowns on the board and kind of at least make this score a little more respectable. Maybe kick an onside kick, possibly. At what point do you start doing that, Drew? I don't know.
Well, as soon as you score, again, like this scoreboard's not really indicative of what type of game this has been.
Leland Benner with the carry down to around the 1 or 2 yard line.
I think this game's 3 plays away from being a 28-21 ball game. Morgantown still probably in control, but 2 turnovers, a couple missed opportunities within the red zone twice for Jefferson, and it's just a lot to take away from this game.
So Went in the pistol there with Benner. Benner's going to take it again, push forward. Not going to get in. He's down to the 1. So it's going to be 3rd and goal once again for the Cougars. As they got to give Morgantown's defensive line, they've really stepped up. The big guy, the 290-pounder, Zavon Shipman in there. Coach Biser talked about how much of an impact he was going to be for their defensive line this week, and he's really made a lot of good stops, along with number 55, Chase Travis, in there.
Yeah, him and Travis have been terrific and clogging up anything that Jefferson's really wanted to get inside. And again, you have to call another timeout right here, it looks like. Oh, nope, they did, but they're down to 7 seconds.
We're going to have to get the snap off. They're at 3 seconds. They do just get it off. The handoff goes to Benner. Benner's bouncing it outside. Can he push forward? I don't think so. Benner went out there on his own with no help, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 4th down now for the Cougars. And we've seen this every time they've been down to the 1 yard line. They always got to get down, 4th and goal from the 1. They can't get it on 1st or 2nd or 3rd down, so they get that, 4th down. Can they get it again, Drew? We will see.
I'm going underneath center right here, JD. Again, I know it sounds old school, but you saw what Morgantown's done in their goal line situation twice. They're getting underneath center. They have either a triple I or in that wing T set, and they're just basically winning the battle up front with numbers. And you're not 5 yards behind the ball already getting the snap. You're right there and ready to go forward.
So 4th and goal. You got Jakeem Drake and Benner in the backfield. Wynn's going to throw the ball into the end zone, and they got Rockwell, but it's going to be a delay of game. And once again, the Cougars all the way down. And, I just don't understand it. I mean, if you're Coach Hunter and this coaching staff, someone has to be aware that the play clock is running down and get that information. But Ryan Wentz also got to be a little heads up on that. The play clock's right there in front of him, too. I know you don't want to burn a timeout, but now it's going to be 4th and goal from the 6. So we got a timeout on the field, and we're going to thank our sponsors one more time. We have Smith Nadenbush Insurance. Call Elizabeth Bradley. Catro Law. Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance. Opequon Motors. Call Jeremy Atkins. R&L Landscapes. Ameritech Tire and Auto. The Barn Bridal and Formal Wear. Mountain State Basketball Academy. Cheryl Yates of ERA Liberty Realty. Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill. Big Mike's Grilling. Cookies and Milk Daycare, Pearson Smith Realty, call Sean Smith, ATCW Wrestling, Trophies Plus Customs Apparel, Everhart Counseling Associates, the Kershiznik Group, and Shenandoah Heating and Air. We'd like to thank all our sponsors for this season. We do appreciate it. And Drew, we're going to go to you with some out-of-town scores. What do you got, some updates for us?
Yeah, 1:35 left to go between Musselman and Loudon Valley, and Loudon Valley just scored a touchdown. So still a minute 30 left to go for the Appleton to see if they can try to score to either tie or win the game. It still shows Huntington up 22-7 against Martinsburg, and Hedgesville and Washington is 30-14. Springville still holding on to a 1-point lead with 6 minutes left to go against Wheeling Park.
So the Cougars have shown that they can get the ball down in the red zone, deep into the red zone, inside the 5, but can't punch it except for that one score. So it's 4th and 6 from the 6. Went just throws it up. Incomplete. The ball was intended for Rockwell. No flag on the play. So the Mohegans will take over from their own 6-yard line. So that defense holds once again. That's 3 out of 4 possessions that the Cougars have had down inside the 5. That defense has come up huge for Morgantown.
And again, it leads all back to being predictable. They ran the ball at the middle 3 times in a row. You have Morgantown having 9 in the box. If you looked at that last play, too, Frank Turk was crossing right across the middle on a nice slant route. They had nobody over time. I'm talking about nobody. He was running on 0. So, again, you got to be able to see that. This Jefferson team just has to get back to work in the film room, be able to identify some issues that they can clean up. Again, they have the talent, J.D. There is a lightning delay in that Martinsburg game. Okay, that is why the score has not been updated.
So just a run to the outside. Good gain there by number 22, new in the game, Rise Wells, 5'9", 187-pound senior. So he gets some carries. It looks like Isaiah Thompson will probably be done for the night. As I believe Maddox Twig is also...
Nope, he's still in there.
Is he?
Yep, he's just behind all those big fellas.
Okay.
Smart man.
Yeah, there he is. But they definitely got some new personnel in there in the backfield, some younger guys getting some action here. They've got a little...
You guys make sure to stay tuned to the Home Team Sports Player of the Game. We'll be announcing that here shortly.
Another run.
Tough run.
Yeah, another tough run. A couple yards there. Close to a first down. It's going to be about 3rd and a yard. Looks like that was Wells again on the carry. A couple Cougars down on the play.
I saw them hit knees right there. That did not look good.
It's going to be Chase Weaver getting up a little gingerly, and we're not sure who's the other one on the play. We will check it out here just momentarily.
And that was number 50.
50? Well, yeah, Chase Weaver's the one that is limping off, but can't quite see the number on the man.
I believe that's 16.
Down.
Yep.
Oh, it's Isaiah Simmons Kelly. 6:47 left to go here. 38-7 Morgantown. They've pretty much been in control this whole second half. They were up 17-0 at the half, so in control of most of the game, but really opened it up there early in the second or third quarter, Drew. Couple big plays made by Maddox Twig, a long pass for a touchdown, a run for a touchdown. So looking like, with Twig, and he also had a short 1-yard run. So 3 touchdowns, 2 running, 1 throwing. And, Maddox Twig so far looks like might be the front runner for the Home Team Sports Player of the Game, Drew.
Yeah, again, he's had a terrific game, and that's who I would vote to be my Home Team Sports Player of the Game. But you got to give a lot of credit to Carter Cooper as well, too. He's made a bunch of big plays. He showed his athleticism, too, broke that long run up here for a touchdown to really seal the game at 38-7. And it's just been a masterclass by Morgantown. You see the culture and the fundamental base that they have over there. They don't commit a lot of penalties. They make sure they take care of everything that they can control, and that's all you can do. They're very unpredictable, too. The tempo that they play at. This Morgantown team is special. I know everybody's going to say Martinsburg and Spring Mills, Wheeling Park. There's a lot of great teams here in this state, but I'm telling you, this Morgantown team can compete with all of them. And it's just going to be an interesting way that this season will show down. And the EPAC, obviously, a lot more open this year. We'll have 2 teams that are going to be 0-2, maybe possibly 3. So still a lot of ball games left to go to make up some ground. But again, Jefferson finds themselves in a hole again for the second consecutive year.
Yes, they do, and it doesn't get any easier as they travel to Sharando next week. So, and, another tough task with the Shenandoah Warriors. Always have a good team. Jefferson went, 0-3, maybe even 0-4. Because do they follow that up with Martinsburg week 4? I think they have the schedule.
Yeah, they play Shenandoah then at Martinsburg week 4. So if Jefferson's not careful, they can find themselves in an 0-4 hole and just fighting to find a good spot in the playoffs. Only 20 teams in Quad A, so they'll still have a little bit of room for error. But not everybody gets in this year like they did last year, JD.
You're right. I think not as many, but I think 4 teams get left out.
And I think next week with Braylon Holmes expected to be back, depending on his health, I think that'll add another dimension to the Jefferson, not only offensively but defensively too, just to give them a different look. I think his ability to be mobile at the quarterback position at least can give him and Went maybe even a quarterback type system deal to see if they can give Jefferson a new look. And look, Jefferson's not prepared. You see Morgantown get right to the line, ready to go.
Going right under
First
center,
down.
Pushed it up. Maddox Twig pushes ahead for another 4 yards. He picks up that first down. Keep that clock running. Morgantown wants to get out of here and head that 2.5-hour drive. Might be a 3-hour drive by bus, but regardless, they came in here and got off to a relatively slow start for Morgantown, is like from what we saw last week, but they made some adjustments at halftime and really kind of opened up that offensive playbook in the second half, Drew. And they put like, I think, 3 or 4 scores up now.
Yeah, they were up 17-0 at halftime, so they put up 3 touchdowns, played a very complete game, been running the ball extremely well. They've been moving the ball in the passing game as well, stopping the run, stopping the pass. They have 2 interceptions, also have a forced fumble. So this is a complete team in those Mohegans. And again, I expect them to have a very far run in the playoffs. And don't be surprised if you see these guys on Championship Sunday or Saturday. Excuse me.
So triple I formation again. Twig under center. They love to go to that. Handoff goes to Roswell. No, that's Isaiah Thompson coming to the outside, but tripped up and made a nice tackle there. Number 6, Jaheim Gidney. So he had some room to run to the outside, but Gidney was able to come up and make a nice play there at the corner position. So 3rd and 1 for the Mohegans.
And if you're Jefferson, again, it's 0-2. It's only 2 weeks of the season, but again, that's a Shenandoah contest next year. Last year they were up 14-0 against them in the first quarter, and they ended up getting blown out. So they just have to find a way to get better, make sure they're competitive, and just take it one game at a time.
3 guys in the backfield again. Handoff goes to Wells. He's not going to get there. A nice tackle there. I believe it was Ledbetter. So bring up 4th and a yard now for the Mohegans, and they're just going to punt it back to the Cougars. They've done pretty much all they needed to do to secure this game. With 4:16 left to go, with the clock running, if you're Jefferson, I would want, if I was a coach, I would still want to put a nice drive. I don't want to end the game with what we saw. That kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth. I think with 4 minutes still left, they should try to put a good drive together, and try to put another one on the board. A nice high kick there by Twig. Going to take a bounce. It's going to dive right there around the 39-yard line of the Cougars. So they will take over there with 3:46 left to go in the ball game. Morgantown up big, 38-7.
And we have an update from Martinsburg and Huntington. It's expected to resume from a lightning delay at around 9:40, so still in the second quarter. So that Martinsburg and Huntington could go past 11 o'clock this evening.
So if you're watching this game, you can click over to the Martinsburg-Huntington game. It's probably be the last possession for the Cougars tonight. 1st and 10, ball in the 39.
We're at 8 seconds, look.
Still 2 receivers to each side. Time is running down. Went's going to have to get the play off, and he's not going to get the play off. They're going to let it go, though. pass caught there by Carson.
Ball's out.
Ball is loose. Let's see if Jefferson fell on it. Can't tell. Looks like Morgantown has the football as Carson Olerking made the catch, but another big hit by that Mohegans defense knocks the ball loose.
Hey, that was Vernon McCutcheon, 5'7", just laid the wood right there. That was a great play.
They will come up and hit you between Cooper and McCutcheon and King, Brooks King. We saw him making a couple good plays. They play hard and they play physical. And so now we're going to see a few JV guys coming up for the Cougars here as they're going to get a little playing time to end this football game. 2 receivers to each side. Got a new quarterback in the game for the Mohegans. That's number 11, Matthew Henage. And on the run there is number 26, Carson Keeling for the Mohegans. Keeling, the 5'7", 180-pound junior. It's 2nd and 6. We got a whole new group of skilled players for the Mohegans as 2 new receivers are split out wide here. Just going to run that play clock all the way down to probably 2 seconds before they snap it. Man goes in motion, fake to him. It's going to be Henage there, number 11 on the carry. He will get close to a first down, probably be 2 yards shy, down to the Cougars 38. So bring up 3rd and 2. 2:36 left to go here in the ball game.
And all these reps right here are still huge for these JV guys. You're building for the future of your program for both sides. So I appreciate being able to see some of these guys. In the next couple of years, they'll be who we're talking about. JD?
Definitely. They deserve a chance. They put their time in practice, and these guys are sophomores and juniors. Those are guys going to be stepping in the next year or two, taking over the starting spot. Once again, Henage going to let that play clock run down. Snap it. Hand to number 26. He finds some room up the middle. Tackle kind of threw him forward. Picked up enough for the first down. Down to the 29. Once again, Carson Keeling. Nice carry for the Mohegans. Will move the chains again. And that's pretty much going to do it now, Drew, as we're under 2 minutes here to go in the game. I think we'll go ahead and announce the Home Team Sports Player of the Game, and that's none other than Maddox Twig for the Mohegans. And we will try to get him up here in the booth for a quick interview before they get ready to head on the bus and back up the road to Morgantown.
So also another little score update. Hedgesville still digging into that game. It's now 30-20 in the 4th quarter against Washington. So still a lot of ball game left to go there. 35-28. Musselman looks like they might be coming away with the W there.
Keeling driving forward. So another good run. Picks up enough for a first down. So credit Carson Keeling there. Just driving his feet. Carrying tacklers for another 5 yards.
So we have a correction. Musselman actually lost 35-28. That is now final. Loudoun Valley comes away with a big victory there in Inwood, West Virginia.
It looks like the Mohegans are going to take the victory formation here, and Henage is just going to take a knee with 35 seconds left to go. And that's going to do it, guys. So Morgantown comes in here, Cougar Stadium, and takes one from the Cougars as they'll improve to 2-0 on the season. And the Cougars fall to 0-2 as they will go to the road and take on the Shenandoah Warriors. And the Mohegans will be home against the Hedgesville Eagles. And we're going to take a commercial break and be right back. Hopefully get Maddox Twig up here and get a word from him. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
Wait, did you really let Travis out on calls again?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Contact Shenandoah Air Conditioning and Heating and get 0% financing for up to 60 months on new installs of select Mitsubishi electric systems.
Winter is coming.
The Eastern Panhandle is home to teachers and healthcare workers, farmers and fishermen, servicemen and women, golfers, bicyclists, and people who love the outdoors. Where we call home isn't any one thing, so we're not either. At Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery, we are honored to help you plan a celebration of life that reflects one's individuality. Our trusted local team is here to see that your wishes are honored and that your special story is told.
Welcome to Cookies and Milk Child Care Center. We have 2 locations conveniently located in Kernersville and Martinsburg. Our mission is to be the leading provider of higher quality care and education services for children ages 6 months to 12 years of age. We provide the highest quality child care available at an affordable cost. For more information, contact us at 304-901-2961.
Hey, I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Braden, and we are Brothers Bin Blasting, your bin blasting all-stars.
A unique sanitizing service begins right after your local trash collection. With a scheduled pickup time and location, we arrive promptly to clean your bins on the spot.
Our advanced 360-degree cleaning heads and pressurized water heated to over 200 degrees ensures a powerful blast blasting away 99% of all germs and bacteria. Visit our website at brosbinblasting.com and use code GETBLASTED to receive 50% off your first cleaning.
Transform your yard with custom fence and deck, where elegance meets function. Serving Martinsburg and surrounding areas for over 30 years, our expertly crafted decks and fences offer both beauty and protection. From classic woodwork to modern vinyl, experience the craftsmanship that truly elevates your space.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle with True Performance Fitness. I'm one of the owners here. True Performance Fitness as a whole, we brought this gym to the area and we wanted to bring every walk of fitness in one building. So that's exactly what we did. We have strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit. We have posing rooms, a full turf, a full track outside. We even have a basketball court. We wanted everything to be under one roof. So that's just kind of the thing that we did. We also went out and we made
Guys,
sure.
welcome back to Home Team Sports here. JD Fritz along with the Home Team Sports player of the game, Maddox Twig. Maddox, heck of a game tonight. Had a couple touchdowns there in the second half.
Yes,
one
sir.
throwing. Not necessarily the offensive output that you guys had in the first week, but tell me about what Coach Biser did at halftime to make the adjustments for you guys to have such a good explosive offense in the second half.
Yes, sir. So we came out wanting to pass the ball, but they clearly knew we wanted to pass the ball after seeing us week 1 against Parkersburg. So we came out, started running heavy up the middle. They were coming off the edge real hard. Coach Biser told us in the locker room, they were like, we're just going to pound it down their throat if they don't want to switch their defense and try to stop the run. So that's what we did. Went straight down the field on them.
Yeah, and you guys kind of went there under center, a little wing tee kind of action there right
sir.
before the half. Is that something that you guys practice every week on and kind of just pick the right moment to run that? Because Isaiah ran for a heck of a, didn't score, but he had like a 60-yard run,
Yes,
and
sir.
that kind of set you guys up for that first touchdown late in the second quarter.
Yes, sir, we do. We practice that every week. We clearly want to end up spreading the field, throwing the ball a lot more, but when it comes to that point where we need to do that, we're going to do that and pound it down their throat as much as we need to. So.
Yeah, so kind of what was the idea in the second half to kind of start that offensive set? Because you kind of were quiet throwing the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
So is that something that you guys tried to work on to do in the second half as you
Yes,
wanted
sir.
to get that ball down the field like you guys did a lot in the first game?
Yeah, we were just going to come out and see what they were doing, and we came out, saw what they were doing. They were still playing. DBs were super deep. They had pressure coming off the edge, and we were just thinking, like, straight up the middle, and
Right.
they couldn't really stop us in the first half doing that, so we were just trying to pound on that a little bit more in the second half, and we came out and did that. So
on defense, what did you guys see the Cougars doing offensively that was kind of your main thing that you needed to stop? What was Coach looking at?
Yes, sir. They clearly have a pretty good player, Tony Allen. He's very
Right.
fast, so we keyed on him a lot. We knew they were going to try to get him the ball. they started throwing it a lot right out the half. So we came out, started playing deep. We're ready for the deep ball. Knew they had to take some shots to get on the board, try to stay with us. So we were playing deep, got a couple picks, and that kind of tightened up the game, made sure we were winning.
Yeah, that defense did tighten up the second half, forced a couple earlier interceptions. Next week, guys, you guys got a home game against Hedgesville coming to town.
Yes, sir.
What are you guys looking to do against Hedgesville?
We're looking to throw the ball, get in the end zone, and make sure they get no points on the board.
Well, again, Maddox Twig, our home team sports player of the game. Congratulations, and good luck next week against Hedgesville.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Guys, that's J.D. Fritz. I'm J.D. Fritz. This is Maddox Twig. I'd like to thank all of our staff here tonight on Home Team Sports. Harry Brown on our our main cam, our cam, Keem Holmes, and our field cam, Chris. And, guys, that's all we got for tonight. Look forward to seeing you guys next week right here on Home Team Sports. That's going to do it. Good night and God bless.
Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter